of the season. Then it's Cohen DeCly, Tony Lira, Cade Elam, Dylan Dubovic, Henry DeGiorgio, and Carter Groen will round out the 9. Just Groen's 4th game of the year. Going against the man from Vanderbilt, Tyler Beard, getting ready to get going here as Wax steps into the lefty batter's box. First pitch. Wax checks his swing. He does not go around. Ball 1. This a Wareham lineup that got the job done 7-4 yesterday against the Harbor Hawks, looking to build on that momentum and what was really a wire-to-wire victory. 1-0. Chop to the right side, foul. 1 ball and 1 strike as once again we welcome you to Doran Park on what is a breezy evening. The weather around 78 degrees right now. Pure blue sky. Should be a nice evening here in Bourne. 1-1 crack to the right side and past. A diving Rigdon over at second. And it's a leadoff single for Jason Wax.
Great piece of hitting. Pulls it right side. Second baseman tried to get to it, but it was sharply hit off the bat of Jason Wax. Took 1 skip in the dirt. Leadoff man aboard for the Gatemen.
So now it'll be Levi Clark, the 2-hole hitter. He was 0 for 5 yesterday against Hyannis. He was the only member of the starting 9 to not reach base. So looking for a little bit of redemption here today with Wax standing over at first. First pitch. Middle. 4 strike 1. It is a 4-pitch mix for the righty from Vanderbilt. Fastball, cutter, slider, and the changeup. Primarily relies on the fastball at 60% usage to both righties and lefties, topping out at 96 miles an hour. 0-1 as instead it's a look over at first base on Wax. He's back there in plenty of time. Still an 0-1 count to Levi Clark, who was recently named an all-star for this Wareham team. 1 of 4. Him, R.J. Hamilton, Mark Brissy, and the starter tonight, Ethan Baiotto, as the 0-1 misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wareham trying to strike early here tonight. Put up a run yesterday against Hyannis in the bottom half of the first and never trailed for the rest of the game. Went up 6-0 in that one before the Harbor Hawks scored 4 unanswered. Another look over at first base. Wax slides back to the bag in plenty of time. A 1-1 count going against the DH Levi Clark.
Yeah, it's not a quick pickoff move whatsoever for Tyler Baird.
And Baird goes right back to the bag once again. Keeping a close eye on Wax, who is a little bit of a stolen base threat. He's 4 for 6 on the season. Baird stares in. Gets his sign. Comes set at the belt. Fires. Wax goes to second. Swing and a miss from Clark. Here's the throw down. It's not in time. Stolen base for Jason Wax. And Wareham has a runner into scoring position with Clark and a 1 ball, 2 strike count.
A good jump from Jason Wax. Started to time up Tyler Baird. Like I said earlier, not a great pickoff move from Baird. But Wax finally realized didn't need to take too many paces off the bag.
The 1-2. Pulled out into the left-handed batter's box for ball 2. This is a competitive at-bat for Levi Clark, and he really stacked together some good ABs yesterday despite going 0 for 5. Some nice defense from Hyannis robbed him from a couple of hits. Looking to make an early impact here and drive home a run. That's stolen base number 6 on the season for Jason Wax. 2-2 pitch. Chopped over to the third base side, but it tails foul. We'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Baird having to work here early. Pitch count already up to 8 as he is battling against Clark. This will be the 6th pitch of the at-bat coming. 2 SEC guys going against each other, and Baird with plenty of experience this past season with Vanderbilt. This is his first start for Bourne, but he made 23 appearances, 5 starts for a 5.20 ERA over 45 innings. A 2-2. Clark just nubs it over to first. Overbeek has some trouble with it, tosses to first. to a covering Baird to get the first out. Going over to third on the play is Wax. So now a prime RBI opportunity coming for the third baseman, Connor Cuff.
Welcome back, Connor Cuff. It's been a while, but gets to step in with a runner on third and just one out. Pretty lucky for Josiah Overbeek, the Bourne first baseman, that Levi Clark doesn't have the most speed on this team, because he did have trouble and had to rush the throw a little bit to a covering Baird. Still gets the out. Now the infield comes in.
The lefty growing at the plate. Baird steps to the bump with Wax over at third. Wareham trying to strike first early. First pitch. Misses outside 4-1. The defense today for Bourne is Berkeley Mabius behind the plate. Paul Vasquez over at third. Then Blake Schaff, Rustin Rigdon, the middle infielders. Justin Overbeek, like we just heard, over at first. The 1-0 pitch. High and away, gets past Mabius. Coming home is Wax. There will be no throw, and Wareham takes an early 1-0 lead.
Way to manufacture some offense. If you're Wareham, leadoff single from Wax, steals second. Levi Clark puts it in play to the right side of the infield, take the extra 90 feet, and then stay on your toes. One pitch gets past Mabius, and Wareham, with just one out on the board in the top of the first, has a 1-0 lead.
2-0 pitch. Chopped up the middle. Going to be a tough play. It hits off the second base bag and into shallow center field. A lucky bounce there for Connor Cuff. He will take it all the way. And a second runner on in this inning now for Wareham with Cohen DeCly coming to the dish.
Just rolls on it up the middle. Blake Schaff, the shortstop, ranged over and was in a good position to field it. If there was no bag over there on second, it probably would have been an easy 6-3 putout, but it kicks off, goes right towards the shortstop position, and another single for Connor Cuff, who's been really hot to start the summer.
4 for 8. Now DeCly, first pitch to him, misses outside, and just to round out the defense for Bourne, left to right in the outfield, it's Andrew Costello. He leads the Cape League in batting average coming into this game. Matt Bolton in center, and then Cooper Williams in right. 1 ball, no strike count here to DeCly. The pitch runs in. 2 balls and no strikes. DeCly 0 for 4 yesterday against the Harbor Hawks. Did have a walk, though. 8 of 9 reaching base for Wareham in that victory. And already starting hot here today offensively. Here's the 2-0. Misses upstairs, and Baird struggling with a little bit of his control. Now 3-0. Tony Lira, the first baseman, waits on deck, who had a great day yesterday. 2 doubles, 2 RBIs. Wareham trying to add on more, already leading by 1 here in the top half of the first. The 3-0 catches the top part of the zone for strike 1. And the man calling the balls and strikes today, Joe Labella, Mike O'Leary over at first, and Mike Hinojosa at third. 3-1 count as Baird comes set. Here's the pitch. Slapped over to the third base side. This could be 2. Vasquez over to second. On to first from Schaff, and it's there in time. A 5-4-3 double play gets Bourne out of this inning, but Wareham still crashes across 1. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Bourne coming to bat with the Gatemen up early here on Cape League TV.
Hey Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A-Plus Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
Bottom half of the first here at Doran Park with the Braves coming to swing it. And Wareham leading in this game 1-0 off of a Jason Wax single. He steals.
Visit reedcustomsoils.com.
Bottom half of the first here at Doran Park with the Braves coming to swing it. And Wareham leading in this game 1-0 off of a Jason Wax single. He steals a couple of bags, comes home on a wild pitch. Ethan Baiotto, the man tasked to
making just his second start of the summer, was outstanding in a bullpen role to start the summer. Over his first 4 appearances exclusively out of the pen, had a sub-1 ERA. After his last start, that was against Cotuit on the 5th, gave up just 1 run across 4 innings, but looking for that same command that he had as a reliever last time out. It was 53 pitches, 32 for strikes.
Going against Cooper Williams, the right fielder from the left-handed side to start off the game. First pitch from Baiotto is a swing and a miss. This Bourne order features 5 lefties, 2 switch hitters, and 2 righties. So Baiotto with quite the challenge. 22 games, trying to tie this game up at 1 and break a dreadful scoring stretch for Bourne. First pitch from Baiotto. Misses down in the dirt for ball 1. For 2 games, trying to tie this game up at 1 and break a dreadful scoring stretch for Bourne. First pitch from Baiotto. Misses down in the dirt for ball 1. For Baiotto, really a 3-pitch mix, sometimes a 4. It's sinker, slider, fastball, and the changeup. Sinker at 67% usage. Slider and fastball as the 2 secondaries. Here's the 1-0. Line drive into left field. That ball is down, rolling all the way to the wall. Hitting third and coming home is Schaff. Going over to second is Costello standing up, and that is what the best hitter in the Cape League does. He drives home runs, that being RBI number 6, and it's a tie ball game here in the bottom half of the first, 1-1.
Couldn't have asked for a much better first couple of batters for Ethan Baiotto. 3 pitches, 2 outs, but then a 2-out rally when you get to those 3 and 4 hitters, Schaff and Costello. You say a 1-2 punch, and what I mean is just 2 guys back-to-back in the lineup, even though they're hitting 3rd and 4th. But that's about as good as it gets, and right there, back-to-back doubles, and Bourne evens it up pretty much right away.
So Bourne breaks the 21 2/3 inning scoreless streak here against Baiotto in the bottom half of the first. Now Josiah Overbeek takes a first pitch ball, batting from the left-handed side as he's trying to knock in Costello to take a 2-1 lead. Baiotto gets himself set. Here's the 1-0. Pitch misses down low. 2-0. Baiotto did give up a run in his first inning of work against Cotuit in his last start, but after that, didn't let up a run the rest of the way. So just trying to get out of this first here today against Overbeek in what is just his 4th game of the season. 2-0. Catches the top part of the zone, 4-strike-1.
And you look at this next 3 hitters, including Overbeek, all within their first handful of games with Bourne this summer.
And Overbeek, a man from Army this past season, where he had 17 home runs, the single-season record. 2-1 pitch, just misses. Wareham dugout thought that they had it, was letting LaBella know, but he does not motion for a strike. So now a 3-1 count with Costello still standing over on second. Overbeek with just 1 RBI this season has plenty of power to make that 2 or maybe even 3. Here's the pitch, high and away. So Overbeek works the 5-pitch walk. Runners now at first and second for Berkeley Mabius.
And obviously Overbeek just drew the walk, a certainly capable hitter, but also these guys right now still trying to find their footing on the Cape. Burke, Lee, Mabius, just a 1 for 10 start to the summer. If you're Baiotto, try and pound it. You've gotten past the worst of this Bourne lineup.
Mabius hitting from the left-handed side. His 4th game of this season was the everyday catcher for the Oregon Ducks this past season. Baiotto fires the first pitch. It's in there for strike 1. Got the first 2 outs of this bottom half of the first, but has allowed 3 straight hitters to reach base. The first 2 by way of a double, and then Overbeek, the 5-pitch walk. As Cohen Decly behind the plate calls time, goes out to the mound to talk things over with Baiotto. Both of them trying to get on the same page. Mabius was 1 for 4 yesterday in what was a loss for Bourne. And they were shut out in back-to-back games, riding a 2-game losing streak heading into today. They haven't been shut out in back-to-back games any time over the last 2 seasons and this year. So they're in unusual territory, trying to figure this out. Certainly off to a better start than the previous 2 contests here tonight. Mound visit breaks, Baiotto ready to fire. 0-1. Top part of the zone, called a strike, and now Baiotto just 1 pitch away from allowing just 1 run and stranding 2.
I think probably a little bit of frustration for Baiotto that this inning has lasted this long after the start that he had, but still down to 1 more strike.
0-2 offering. Misses out in the righty batter's box. Tried to go with the off speed there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 already across for Bourne off the bat of Andrew Costello, who stands at second, and Overbeek at first. Baiotto ready to deliver the 1-2. Here it is. Bounced in the dirt. Decly blocks it, keeps it in front of him. We'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
We saw earlier ball get past Mabius, the catcher for Bourne. Plenty of room between the catcher and the backstop. Big for Decly to keep those guys at first and second right now.
Mabius battling. Baiotto looking for a big out. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Baiotto gets his first strikeout here in the bottom half of the first in a big spot. Strands 2, but Bourne strikes here in the bottom half and ties up this game at 1. We head to the second with a good one on our hands here at Doran Park on Cape League TV.
Every child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
Top half of the second here at Doran Park in a 1-1 ball game. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky with the 5-6-7 hitters set to come to the plate. Tony Lira, Cade Elam, Dylan Dubovic, righty. Adam, in that bottom half of the first, Baiotto gets into a little bit of trouble, works around it, but the early lead for Wareham gone already.
Certainly, and if you're the Gatemen, yeah, you would rather have a 1-0 lead than be in a 1-1 tie game. But on the flip side of it, Jason Wax with the leadoff single set the table for your offense, and now he's given the blueprint. These guys can pass it down. You saw quite a few pitches from the starter, Tyler Baird, and now you can try and carry that into the second inning and get some consistent production offensively.
Wareham had 2 hits off of Baird in that top half of the first before Cohen Nicolai grounded into a 5-4-3 double play to end off the inning. So Tony Lira steps in for the first time today, coming off a brilliant game for him where he was 2 for 3. Pair of doubles, pair of RBIs. First pitch from Baird misses down low. 4-1. The scoreboard exactly the same right now for both teams. 1 run on 2 hits. No errors across the board. Here's the 1-0. Mile-high pop-up over to second. Rigdon is under it, and he makes the play for the first out.
Lira just gets under it, swinging a super hot bat as of late, but came in kind of got in a location that Lira typically likes, middle away, but couldn't square up, 1 away.
Now Cade Elam, the second baseman at the plate, was 1 for 4. Had a double yesterday against Hyannis. That was his first extra base hit of the season. First pitch. Misses off the plate. 4-1. Elam had 10 hits up to that point. All were singles, though, so he was happy to put a ball into the gap. And a speedy guy, too, so he had been waiting to show off some of that speed as he swings and misses at the 1-0 down in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike.
That one came across the body of Baird. Got Elam to chase pretty drastically.
He does a nice job at mixing the slider and the cutter off of the fastball. 1-1. Here is the fastball. Runs up and in on Elam. 2 balls and 1 strike. As Baird looks down at the wristband, gets what he likes. 2-1. Big cut and a miss from Elam. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Elam, a .212 average on the season over 18 games. He has been a consistent figure in this lineup after having a really rough start to the season. As a 2-2. Smoked into center field, but Bolton doesn't have to move an inch. Hard hit line drive right into the glove of the center fielder, and there's 2 outs.
That was a good piece from Cade Elam. Waited, got into a 2-strike count, found a pitch that honestly liked. It was middle, and I think if Baird could have that one back, he would, but lucky for him, wasn't a perfect swing from Cade Elam, and it went right to Matt Bolton. And now 2 down.
As we see it come in on the StatCast, you were right. It was literally as middle as possible right there. Probably one that he would not have liked to throw. Dubovic at the plate from the right-handed side. First pitch, up and in for ball 1. Dubovic, 1 for 4 yesterday with a double. He also had a home run in that game against Falmouth, which is going to be resumed tomorrow with Wareham leading in the bottom half of the third, 3-0. So he's been swinging a good bat lately. 1-0 runs inside for ball 2.
Getting ahead in the count. Seen a couple of pitches. Cade Elam couldn't capitalize, but now Dubovic. 2 ball, no strike count, trying to search for his.
Here's the 2-0. Swings and cuts it off of the right leg guard of Mebius into foul ground as Mebius walks around on the grass right behind home plate.
He's waddling. It wasn't comfortable. It looked like it started to pinball around and then got him right on the inside of his right thigh.
Seems to be okay, adjusting his helmet with the big yellow O on it for Oregon. Puts his mask back on and gets back into the crouch. 2-1 count, 2 outs, top half of the second. Baird looking for his first 1-2-3 inning of his outing. 2-1 pitch. Inside, 3 balls, 1 strike. Baird through a lot of innings this past season at Vanderbilt. 45 and at a 5.20 ERA. Over 23 appearances. Very skilled as he delivers a 3-1 that Dubovic cuts and misses at the top of the zone, and the count goes full. So a guy that's been in the high leverage spots as well, had 5 saves this past season. Looking for a clean inning here. The payoff. High chopper to shallow short. Going to be a tough play for Schaff. He throws to first on the run, but Dubovic beats it out. And it's an infield single with 2 outs.
And Schaff was playing back a little bit. It was a very long charge. Got a good step on it, but at the end of the day, Dubovic kind of felt where that one could land and how tough of a play it would be. Hustled out of the batter's box, beats it out. And now the Gatemen trying to do what the Braves did in the first inning, put together a 2-out rally.
That ball was very weakly hit, but Dubovic beat it out. And now the lefty Henry DeGiorgio at the plate with a runner on and 2 down. Quick look first over at Dubovic. He dives in there safely. DeGiorgio's become really an everyday starter over there at shortstop for Wareham. He's been brilliant defensively, and offensively the numbers have been good. 225 over 12 games. Was 1 for 4 yesterday with an RBI against Hyannis. Adjusts his bat after the pickoff attempt and now steps back into the box with Baird ready to toss his first pitch of the at-bat. Looks in, gets set. And he will go over to first again, wanting to keep Dubovic nearby. 3 for 3 on stolen base attempts so far this season. But would be a little bit ambitious to put him in motion with 2 outs. Not that we haven't seen it before from this team. Now here's the first pitch of the AB. It goes high and away, 4-1.
You kind of understand the concern. Jason Wags had the leadoff single, and while Wareham hadn't recorded another hit, he came across to score before Connor Cuff's hit, and that was all because just continue to take the extra 90 feet base running.
1-0. Once again, upstairs, ball 2. 2 misses, high and away for Baird to start off this at-bat. He's been going with that fastball. Having a little bit of trouble controlling it. Retired the first 2 hitters of this second. Running into a little bit of trouble here. And another throw over to first base before delivering the third pitch to DeGiorgio as Dubovic was close to the bag, quickly skippers back. He'll give another look over as he steps back onto the rubber. Comes home. Outside for ball 3. That is 3 fastballs that really have not been competitive from Tyler Baird. And now DeGiorgio with a hitter's count, with Carter Groen, the left fielder, waiting on deck if he is to walk. 3-0 offering. Catches the top half of the zone for strike 1.
I think if you're DeGiorgio, you definitely want to take there with 2 outs. You have Carter Groen, the number 9 hitter, due up. He's on deck for the Gatemen.
Baird looking to battle. But first, another pickoff attempt over at first, and Dubovic back in plenty of time. Still a 3-1 count. 2 outs. Top half of the second, teams trading a pair of runs in the first. The pitch. Smoked over to second. It goes off of the glove of Schaff as he was trying to backhand it and into shallow left field. A hard hit ball from Henry DeGiorgio results in a single, and that's back-to-back 2-out singles now for Wareham.
And back-to-back infield singles as well. Third infield single of the day for the Gatemen. Connor Cuff had one in the first inning. And now Wareham starting to put together a bit of a threat. Carter Groen trying to capitalize.
Just Groen's 4th game of the season with Wareham, the man from LaSalle who started in all 55 games with a .338 batting average this past season, trying to give Wareham the lead here in the top half of the second. First pitch in there for strike one. Groen also had 72 RBIs this past season with LaSalle. That was the single-season program record, so just the guy that Wareham wants up in this scenario as the 0-1. Straight down the pipe for strike two with the fastball. Dubovic at second. DeGiorgio at first. Groen looking to battle. Down 0-2 with 2 outs. But first, Baird steps off, tosses over to second. Rigdon catches it. Not a competitive pickoff play, but just wants to remind Dubovic that he's looking.
Yeah, well, that was pretty close to a balk. Righty turned, pivoted off the mound to go to second. Started his motion.
Steps back on. Here's the 0-2. Fastball just misses on the outside part of the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and Barrett having to throw a lot of pitches. That was his 38th. And we're only in the top half of the second. He's only pitched an inning and 2/3 so far. Wareham looking for some 2-out magic. Here's the 1-2. Runs in, and it hits Groen on the left wrist, and he lets out an expletive as it hits him. He was not happy about that. Not a place you want to get hit, and you hope he's okay as Ryan Smythe and the training staff immediately out of the Wareham dugout on the first base side.
Yeah, I think the frustration is understandable. For Baird, you definitely didn't want to lose that one. Had him down 0-2.
He seems to be in some pretty bad pain.
We'll see.
Can't even really take off his left batting glove right now as the trainer's evaluating. Wareham will have the bases loaded with Jason Wax coming to the plate and 2 down, but still Groen being treated right next to the batter's box as he now goes down to first. Seems to be okay. He's going to stay in this game, but before Wax can step to the plate, a mound visit here from the pitching coach, Ed Blankmeyer. Discussing things on the mound.
Right now, bases loaded, 2 outs. Instill some confidence in your starter. His Cape debut, trying to get out of this jam.
Again, a guy who pitched a lot of high leverage innings for Vanderbilt this past season, but struggling here early on. And Jason Wax looking to take advantage of it, who had the first hit of the ball game last inning. Came around to score 2. Trying to cash in for the Gatemen here with the bases juiced and 2 outs. First pitch. Swings, grounds a ball foul on the first base side. 0-1. Dubovic at third, he singled. DeGiorgio at second, also with the single, and Groen over at first after the hit by pitch.
And Jason Wax probably put the best swing on a ball from Tyler Baird today.
It was hard hit to start off this game. Looking to do it again. 0-1. Fastball upstairs. Misses for ball 1. Wax got on, stole second base, was brought over to third on a ground out from Levi Clark, and then stole home on a wild pitch over the glove of the catcher, Mabius. Bard delivers the 1-1. Called strike. 1-2. So now Wax has to battle. Wareham seeking to not leave the bases loaded, and they did so last night in the second inning. So trying to avoid it. They scored 1 run in that inning, though, before they left 3 on base. The 1-2. Down at the knees. It just misses. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
really strong take from Jason Wax in a 1-2 count when you're probably still in protect mode. Knew that he could even himself in the count if he held his swing, and he does. It's the right call.
Wax looking for RBI 6 and 7 here in a 2-ball, 2-strike count with 2 down in the top half of the second. The pitch misses on the outside part of the plate. Count goes full. Nowhere to put Wax, and all the runners on base will be on the move here with 2 outs. So a big RBI opportunity for Wax. Puts the bat over his left shoulder. Baird gets his sign. And it's a pitch clock violation before he even throws it. And this is going to bring home a run. That's ball 4 on the pitch clock. So it's an RBI walk for Jason Wax. He doesn't even have to see a pitch, and it's 2-1 Gatemen.
Yeah, Jason Wax was behind 1-2. And I'm not saying that it would have happened or that would have been the call either way, but the Wareham dugout was all over it. And right before he started his windup, it was pitch clock, pitch clock, pitch clock. And then immediately all 3 umpires threw their hands up and gave Jason Wax ball 4.
Scott Landers, the field manager for Bourne, out of the dugout to talk things over with Mike Hinojosa, trying to get the best gauge on this.
I think his argument is you can't let the Wareham dugout make the call. What I would imagine Mike Hinojosa is saying, they didn't make the call. Tyler Baird made the call by not tossing it within the first 20 seconds of the pitch clock starting.
Conversation over on the third base side ends. Not something you see every day, especially with the bases loaded in a full count. So it does go down as an RBI walk for Wax. Dubovic scores. DeGiorgio over to third, and Groen now at second for the hard-hitting Levi Clark. Definitely a chance to add on more here for Wareham.
Identical situations. Bourne went 2 up, 2 down, and had the 2-out rally. Wareham doing the same.
First pitch. Fly ball into right field. It's shallow, moving over to make the plays. The second baseman Rigdon. So nothing else comes with the bases loaded here with 2 outs. But Wareham scratches across another run on 3 hits, no errors, with 3 left on base after an inning and a half here in Bourne. The Gatemen lead 2-1 on Cape League TV.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy! Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm and dry.
Bottom half of the second here in Bourne. Wareham regaining the lead in the top half. 2-1 Gatemen over the Braves. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky. Bottom of the order due up for the Bravos. And Adam, really an opportunity for Wareham to blow the game open there in the top half of the second. They regain the lead, but there is definitely still more to be done there.
There was, and if you're Ethan Baiotto, who didn't have the first inning that he would have liked, faced 6 batters, Bourne did score a run, and the entirety of its offensive production came with 2 outs. You had plenty of time to go make some adjustments, focus on what went wrong, what went right. Went 2 up, 2 down in the first 3 pitches of his evening, and then the Braves had double walk. So chance for him to adjust, back with some run support.
Paul Vasquez, the righty at the plate, takes a first pitch strike to open things up for Baiotto. Vasquez, a guy who was 1 for 4 yesterday against Falmouth, but this just his third game of the season as he fouls the 0-1 off to the third base side. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes in favor of Baiotto. Started in all 53 games this past season for Oregon State, but he whiffs and misses. Or just whiffs overall at the 0-2. And that is strike 3. That is the second K of Baiotto's outing. Ended off the first with a strikeout. Starts one. The second here with one, and there's one down.
A really nice job from Ethan Baiotto. And you're facing the 7, 8, 9 hitters. Obviously, 3 and 4 with Blake Schaff and Andrew Costello made him pay. Right now, there should be no worry. Continue to attack. Pitching with some run support, your offense has provided.
Now at the plate, Matt Bolton, the center fielder, grounds the first pitch over to first. Lyra gloves, steps on the bag. 2 quick outs, just like it was in the first for Ethan Baiotto.
Yeah, the first inning, he got his first 2 outs in 3 pitches. This time around, he's gotten the first 2 outs in 4. I think Baiotto certainly doesn't want the same to follow. Double walk.
Yeah, that was not the best way to end off things in the bottom half of the first for him, but he looks a lot sharper and is now going against the righty Elliot Medlock, who is the DH tonight in the 9 spot. First pitch from Baiotto, swing and a miss from Medlock for strike 1. This just his second game with Bourne, featured as a pinch hitter last night in Falmouth. Went 0 for 1. Started in 49 games this past season with Ryder as he grounds the 0-1 off the plate. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes, where he batted .284. So some new faces coming into this Bourne lineup, a lot different from when the first time these two teams played just over a week ago. As Baiotto comes set, here's the 0-2. Pulls the off-speed down in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Tough pitch to lay off of for Medlock. Started on the bottom third and then just dropped right below.
Baiotto quickly ready and fires. Goes back to the off-speed. This time puts it in the zone. Called strike 3. Baiotto with a masterful inning of work. He goes 1, 2, 3 with his 3rd strikeout of the evening, rounding things off. After 2 innings here at Doran Park, Wareham in front, 2-1 here on Cape League TV.
Get your merch at the Wareham Gatemen website and click shop to view our latest merch drops. The 2026 Gatemen Kids Clinic registration is live and open. Starting next week, kids will have the chance to be taught by Gatemen coaches and players. For more information, visit the Wareham Gatemen website for dates, times, prices, and opportunities for your kids to have the most memorable week of their summer.
Top half of the 3rd here at Doran Park. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky. With Wareham in front, 2-1. Adam, a nice response from Wareham in the top half of that frame, and then Ethan Baiotto shuts it down in the bottom.
Yes, he does. And Wareham scoring in back-to-back innings against a seasoned starter in Tyler Baird, at least from his college days at Vanderbilt. And right now, the Gatemen have strung together a ton of good at-bats. It's going to be 3-4-5 due up this time around.
It's going to be Connor Cuff, Cohen DeCly, and Tony Lyra. Cuff had a single off of Baird back in the first before DeCly grounded out into a 5-4-3 double play. So Cuff steps into the lefty batter's box. Wareham with a run so far in each inning of this game, along with 2 hits. It's been good offensively from them. First pitch of this top half of the third is a swing and a miss from Cuff. Quickly 0-1. And really the offense overall has started to pick it up. Yesterday was the fourth time in the month of July that Wareham had double-digit hits, and they only did that twice in June. And it's only July 12th. 0-1. Misses down low. Shows you how far this team has come. It's been a lot of improvement for them offensively. Also had a 6-run lead yesterday against Hyannis. That was the first time that they've had a lead more than 3 runs the entire year. 1-1 pitch. Bounced in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Especially right now. The first half of the season's forgettable for Wareham. Start stringing together better at-bats, better starts. Starts today.
2-1, high and away from Baird. The count goes to 3-1. A couple of pitchers starting to walk around out in that bullpen for Bourne. You would imagine the end of the line is coming soon for Baird, who's about to toss his 50th pitch of the outing. Here it is. Chopper over to second. Rigdon fields. Throws over to first in time. 1 down here in the top of the third.
Yeah, Connor Cuff had a similar ground ball his first time up, but got lucky after it hit the bag and kicked away. That time goes right to Rigdon. An easy put out.
So now Cohen to Clyde, the catcher. Hitting from the right side. Right on right matchup after
his first time up, but got lucky after it hit the bag and kicked away. After it hit the bag and kicked away. That time goes right to Rigdon. An easy put out.
So now Cohen to Clyde, the catcher. Hitting from the right side. Right on right matchup after the lefty cuff. Baird ready and fires. Just outside. So now Cohen to Clyde, the catcher. Hitting from the right side. Right on right matchup after the lefty cuff. Baird ready and fires. Just outside with the fastball, 4-1. Baird ready. Decuff. Baird ready and fires. Just outside with the fastball, 4-1. Baird ready. Comes home as Lyra pops it up off the screen behind home plate. We'll do it again at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wareham searching for back-to-back wins for the first time this season, ahead of resuming that game against Falmouth tomorrow. All other teams on the Cape will have an off day tomorrow, while the Commodores and the Gatemen are in action, with that game scheduled to be picked up at 6 o'clock. 1-2. Chopper over to third, backhanded by Vasquez. He throws over to second, onto first, in time. Rustin Rigdon gets it over to Overbeek, and that is the second double play of the game that Wareham has grounded into. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. After 2.5 here at Doran Park, it's the Gatemen leading 2-1.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success.
Bottom of the third here at Doran Park. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky in what is a 2-1 game in favor of the Gatemen. Top of the order for the Bravos, still going against the starter Ethan Baiotto. Second trip through the order. Cooper Williams, the lefty at the plate. First pitch, swing and a miss for strike one. Williams popped out to right field on the second pitch of Baiotto's outing, and then the two-hole hitter Rigdon swung at the very next pitch. He got 2 outs in 3 pitches to start off the game. 0-1. Middle of the zone with the fastball for a strike. And Baiotto quickly ahead 0-2. He sat down 4 straight Bourne hitters after allowing a run in the first. Baiotto hunting for another strikeout, the 0-2. Up and away, 4-1. Got 2 punch outs in that second after ending off the first with a K. Looking for number 4 of the outing here. Shakes off a sign, now gets what he likes and comes home. Just misses on the outside part. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
See what adjustments Bourne makes now on its second time facing the starter Baiotto.
Delivers the 2-2. Called strike 3. There's a season high in strikeouts for Ethan Baiotto. 4 now tonight. And there's 1 down.
It freezes John Cooper Williams. Now back-to-back backwards Ks for Baiotto going back to last inning. Good start to the frame.
Rustin Rigdon, the second baseman, batting from the left-handed side, steps in. Flew out into center field. First pitch. Misses upstairs for ball 1. Baiotto in his 3rd inning of work. His 2 starts this season, he's gone 4. The pitch count up to 33. Doing a nice job so far. 1-0 as a quick drag bunt from Rigdon. Over to the third baseman. Cuffey throws to first, not in time. Mike O'Leary had the best look, and he thought that Rigdon beat Cuff's throw to the bag, and Bourne has its first runner since the first.
Yeah, that was a really good play, though, still from Cuff. I don't think anybody was expecting that ball to be placed there. Charged, made a good throw on the run, gave Wareham a chance. But Rigdon to reach base ahead of Blake Schaff and Andrew Costello, it's about as much as you can ask for if you're the Braves.
Rigdon, 8 stolen bases so far this season. He's a speed threat with Blake Schaff at the plate from the left side. First pitch, slapped over to the right side, foul. Schaff had the first hit of the ball game for Bourne back in the first. That was a double. Came around to score. That all came with 2 outs as well. So Baiotto has to be diligent. Currently up on the shortstop 0-1. Steps back onto the rubber. Gets set. Going over to second is Rigdon. The pitch is a ball. Throw down. Not in time. It skipped off the glove of DeGiorgio for a second, but Rigdon slides in there, and now a runner into scoring position for Bourne.
Strong stuff. Rigdon putting his speed on full display this time around. First the bunt, then stealing a base. 9th of the summer.
RBI opportunity for Schaff, who has 11 so far on the season. Looking for a pivotal number 12 and to tie this game up at 2. 1-1. Chopped over to the Gatemen dugout on the first base side, out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Schaff talked about him being a big RBI guy. It's been a machine against the Gatemen through the first 2 games. Had 3 in those pair of matchups.
Ranks second on the team for runs batted in behind Luke Costello, who's not in the lineup tonight. 1-2 pitch from Baiotto. Misses downstairs for ball 2. And you mentioned Schaff coming up big against the Gatemen last time. He had a walk here at Doran Park in the bottom half of the 9th, which passed the baton to Rigdon, who walked off the game. That was when Wareham led in that 9th with 2 outs and no one on, and ended up losing the ball game. Big 2-2 coming. Here it is. Misses down low. Nikolai blocks it, keeps it in front of him. And now the count goes full, with Rigdon still standing over at second.
And right now, Schaff already with a double against Baiotto, trying to dance around him in a 2-strike count.
Has to attack here or he'll issue the free pass. A long stare into Nikolai. And that is a pitch clock violation, I believe, going against Baiotto. We saw it with Baird back in the second, and now Baiotto commits a pitch clock violation of his own.
And on the bright side for Wareham, you're just putting a runner on first and second as opposed to earlier when the Gatemen had the bases loaded and scored a run off of it, but doesn't get easier. Now you got to face Andrew Costello,
who is the best hitter for average in the Cape League at .333 coming into this game, and already has a double here tonight. An RBI double at that. Very dangerous hitter. First pitch to him. He checks his swing. He goes around. 4-1.
And he was hearing what we were saying. Could feel it with a runner on second, just 1 out. Wanted to attack. Baiotto went away from him.
Seems like we're doing a good job right now. We'll see what Baiotto does here. Rigdon at second, Schaff at first. Big lead. Both runners go. The pitch is a called strike. Throw down to second from Nikolai goes into the outfield. Coming home to score is Rigdon. Over to third is Schaff on a disastrous play from the catcher. And it's a tie game, 2-2.
And he went to second instead of third. Tried to take the long route and didn't put his best throw out there. And now Bourne ties the game up.
And now has a chance to take the lead. Becomes a much easier situation here for Costello. Just needs to lift a ball to the outfield to bring Schaff home on a sacrifice. Baiotto readies. Fires. Swing and a miss. A big strikeout for Ethan Baiotto. He's gotten both outs in this inning by way of the K and is up to 5 on the evening, 2 down.
And right now, for Baiotto, it's out of your control, of course, but probably some frustration. You strike out arguably the best hitter in the Cape League. Could have kept 2 in scoring position, but Nikolai off target with his throw.
Now Josiah Overbeek walked back in the first off of Baiotto. Pitch. Foul off of the pad of Nikolai for strike 1. Schaff still over at third. Bourne threatening to take the lead for the first time in this game here in the bottom half of the third. Oh, 1. Misses on the outside part for ball 1. And you just go back to that most recent play. Was a little bit of an unnecessary throw there from Nikolai to go down to second. Was trying to cut him down. Just sailed it past the glove of DeGiorgio. 1-1. Called strike inside part. And now Baiotto just a pitch away from getting out of this third with just 1 run given up. Trying to limit damage however possible. He's controlled all the controllables here in the bottom of the third. And trying to help himself out some more. Here's the pitch. Fouled off to the left side, out of play. Overbeek battling. This just his 4th game of the season, but was a .314 hitter with a 1.226 OPS this past season with Army. 1-2 offering. Slap to the right side, foul. Do it again at 1-2.
It's making the Baiotto pitch count get up there. Approaching 50 pitches.
currently at 47. Trying to hold things here in the third inning. 1-2. High and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Overbeek has 1 RBI so far this season. Looking for number 2 as a Brave. As there's a ball that came into right field from the bullpen out in right. Seemed like a fan might have overthrown it onto the field. So Dubovic fields it, throws it out of play. And now Baiotto back onto the bump after the delay. 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Baiotto with some nasty work here in the bottom half of the third. All 3 outs come by way of the strikeout. 1 run on 1 hit. 1 runner left on base with no errors. Time to talk to CeCe Gabriel for the first time today, the third member of our crew in a 2-2 ball game here at Bourne.
At Durham Park, the Bourne Braves partner with Treats for Treatment for Stand Up to Cancer Night. The student-led organization out of Hyannis raises money to create care packages filled with items like inspirational notepads, fuzzy hats, teas, and candles for cancer patients across the Cape. Last December, one of those patients was former Fairfax County police officer Kevin Brown. Receiving the package gave what he described as hope, and sure enough, he stands here at Durham Park tonight cancer-free and was able to throw the first pitch. The nonprofit has been selling signs throughout the game for a special moment in the middle of the 4th inning, where spectators can hold their signs to honor those who are lost, who are fighting, and those who have beaten cancer. Tabling at tonight's matchup, Treats for Treatment co-president Fiona Willis told me that every package sent in raising awareness tonight, it's the organization's hope that patients know that they are not alone. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, CeCe. Certainly a special occasion here at Durham Park, where the visiting Gatemen are tied up with the Braves with Dan Shalam. I'm Adam Hipsky. Scott Landers makes his first call to the bullpen of the evening, Dan, and he goes with the right-hander out of UNC, Cameron Seagraves.
And it makes sense after what was a struggle up and outing from Tyler Baird in his first outing with the Gatemen. But Seagraves, the man from UNC, 14 and a third pitch there this past season with just 16 walks compared to 19 strikeouts, so that ratio was good. He was a high-leverage guy for them, really pitched well. It's a 4-pitch mix as well. Fastball, slider, curveball, and the changeup, and he leads with the fastball, 60% to righties, 70% to lefties, relies on the slider and the curveball as the secondary pitches, and he looks to provide some stability here to a Bourne lineup and defense that didn't get its best stuff from its starter.
So Tyler Baird's day is done. He goes just 3 innings in his Cape debut, allows 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 1 walk, and no strikeouts. His day is finished, and he departs with a 6 flat ERA. Debut to debut, though, Seagraves comes in facing the 6, 7, 8 hitters, Cade Elam, Dylan Dubovic, and Henry DeGiorgio, the minimum, in a tied game, 2-2 in the top of the 4th. Final warm-up pitch thrown from Seagraves. Ready to go. Part of a UNC team, made some noise in Omaha. Made it to the final day of the college baseball season, came up just short. Right on right, we're set to go out of the windup. First pitch breaking ball, tails beneath the zone. Ball 1 on Elam. 0 for 1 today, lined out to the center fielder. Got a really nice piece of Tyler Baird's fastball, but sent it right up the middle to Bolton. The 1-0. Inside, 2 balls, no strikes. Leadoff man in the top of the 4th. Seagraves collects himself, the 2-0. Hit up the middle. This one's through for a base hit. Cade Elam, 2 at-bats, 2 sharply hit balls. This one's a single, and Wareham has the leadoff man on for the 2nd time today.
That ball was smacked, and to the point where Seagraves had to cover his face for protection as it went right back near him, coming off the bat of Cade Elam. A great piece to start off here in the 4th inning.
Passes it to Dylan Dubovic. Infield single. His first time up. Came around to score in the 2nd inning. That was the last Gatemen run. Right on right from the stretch. Check swing. Doesn't matter. Clips the bottom of the zone for strike 1. Seagraves asking for a new ball. Gets it. So it's a Bourne team with plenty of new guys. Today, the first 2 arms for Bourne. Tyler Baird made his debut, and then Cameron Seagraves also in his debut. The 0-1. Flied into shallow right field. Cooper Williams sprints in towards the gap in right center, and he makes the head-high catch for the first out.
Dubovic just getting under that ball, lifting it into right. Not a bad swing necessarily, but 1 down. Interested to see if Elam ever goes into motion here. He's got speed over at first, just 1 stolen base on 1 attempt, but definitely a chance here with DiGiorgio. Maybe a hit and run as well with 1 down.
A large gap in between first and second. First pitch to DiGiorgio misses outside. For a lefty hitter in DiGiorgio, who his tendencies are more towards the pull side, this bodes well for him with Elam on first. Large gap between Overbeek, the first baseman, holding on Elam, and Rustin Rigdon. Now a check on first, and it gets away. Elam takes off for second, rolling all the way to the fence, takes a peek at third, ball comes in. He stays put at second. But Elam, after the errant pickoff attempt from Cameron Seagraves, now Wareham has a runner into scoring position with 1 out in the top of the 4th.
And if you're Wareham, you got to take advantage of these free gifts from Bourne. That one just pulled over the head of Overbeek. Nothing he could really do about it. And now an RBI opportunity for DiGiorgio, who came up in a similar spot yesterday, had an RBI single in the 3rd inning.
1-0, time called, and Ryan Smythe out from the dugout. He wants to talk with Henry DiGiorgio, see if maybe the Gatemen can manufacture some offense, bring in another run with Cade Elam on second.
Maybe lay down a bunt. Vasquez over there at third is playing very deep on the dirt. Who knows?
Kind of a miniature shift for Bourne. A lot of space in between short and third. 1-0, popped foul. Blake Schaff, the shortstop for Bourne, is shaded to the inside of the bag from where Cade Elam has gotten his lead. Paul Vasquez playing closer to the line than your typical third baseman. 1-1. Breaking ball low. DiGiorgio holds. Gets ahead in the count 2-1.
And that error officially going on Overbeek for not catching the ball.
First error of the season for Josiah Overbeek. 2-1 with a runner on second. Right on left. The pitch. Outside at the belt. Hitter's advantage arrives to DiGiorgio. 1 for 1 today with a single back in the second. Another one could bring home Elam. Led this inning off with a single. 3-1. Downstairs, ball 4. Runners on first and second for Wareham with 1 gone in the top of the 4th.
And not the worst thing if you're Bourne to walk him there, first base open, you have 1 out. Now puts the double play in order. But Groen, a guy who ready to swing it, was hit by the pitch back in the second, but has plenty of pop in that bat.
Wareham and Bourne in a 2-2 game. The Gatemen have yet to trail, but have also yet to lead by more than 1. Right-handed Carter Groen digs in. First pitch misses in a very similar spot as the prior pitch to DiGiorgio. That's 1-0 on Groen. Was hit by a pitch his first time to the plate. Caught him on the left hand. The 1-0. Spikes in the dirt off the chest of Mebius. And now a 2-ball, no-strike count on Carter Groen. Looked like he was really shaken up after being drilled by the fastball. Took him a second, talked things over with Ryan Smythe, stayed in the game, ran the bases, has played left field since. First trip to the plate since, though. The 2-0. Inside. Fastball at the knees, and a 3-ball, no-strike count on Carter Groen after DeGiorgio worked the 5-pitch walk. Runners on first and second, still just 1 out. First inning out of the pen for Cameron Seagraves in his Cape debut. 3-0 comes home. Outside corner, this time a called strike.
That was just a get-me-over fastball right there. Definitely took a little bit of velocity off of it to get the strike.
Elam on second, DeGiorgio off of first. And Elam's picked off. Throw goes over to third. Elam gets tagged out. DeGiorgio advances to second. But Elam tried to take off. And Seagraves plucked him off the base paths. Still a 3-1 count, but there's now 2 outs.
Well, Bourne had the throwing error, and that time there's the running error. 2 teams trading a couple of blunders.
Still a 3-ball, 1-strike count on Groen. Trying to drive in DeGiorgio in a 2-2 game. And another pickoff throw back to second. DeGiorgio easily back standing. But a tough one there if you're the Gatemen.
Without a doubt.
First and second, 1 out. Now just 1 runner on and 2 outs. Still the 3-1. Outside, ball 4. Back-to-back walks issued by Cameron Seagraves. Could have been bases loaded, 1 out. Instead, the Gatemen have 2 on and 2 gone. And the top of the order due up. Jason Wax coming to the plate, left-handed center fielder.
And that's the painful part about it, is if you just stayed put right there, you would have had the bases loaded right now. Obviously still an RBI chance, but definitely a lot tougher.
Started this game with a single in the first. Right on left, Seagraves takes a look back at second, goes home. First pitch breaker, misses in the dirt, gets away from Mebius for a second. Gets a bare hand on it and keeps DeGiorgio put at second. 1 ball, no strikes. Top of the 4th. Gatemen scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second. Scoreless in the third. The 1-0. Misses outside. Went to the slider, and Wax held his swing. It's a 2-ball, no-strike count. Wax drew the walk. His last time up, the bases loaded. The 2-0. Well outside, an easy take for Jason Wax. And it's now 3 balls, no strikes. Cameron Seagraves, Dan, 18 pitches, only 5 strikes so far.
Struggling really hard to find the zone right now. It has not been competitive miss-wise either.
Runners on first and second. Still 2 outs. 3-0. Middle, called strike. Wax kept the bat over his left shoulder, ready to swing. Could have been a take all the way for a guy that has really struggled to locate the zone. 3-1, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Seagraves sends it home. Catches the inside corner, called strike. Count runs full, so a dreadful start to this at-bat for Cameron Seagraves, but he can work around it and leave a pair on the base paths for the Gatemen. Three-two, 2 away. Runners on the move. Pitch outside. Wax takes the walk. That's now 3 consecutive walks off the right hand of Cameron Seagraves, and Scott Landers is out from the third base dugout.
Really a shame that that pickoff happen, because it could be 3-2 right now in favor of the Gatemen. But an interesting at-bat coming here. Levi Clark had the bases loaded back in the second, and he popped out over to second base. A chance to redeem it here against a righty in Seagraves, who has really struggled just to get it over the plate.
A lot of these misses haven't been competitive either. This past spring at North Carolina, Seagraves had 16 walks over 14 and a third innings pitched. Was with Bourne last summer, tossed 6 1/3 and surrendered 4 walks. He's fired 21 pitches, just 7 for strikes. Levi Clark digs in after the mound visit. Seagraves trusted to get out of it with 2 gone. Clark takes a first pitch breaker on the bottom third, a called strike, 0-1. Clark 0 for his last 7. He was 0 for 5 yesterday. It was his first hitless game in about a week and a half. June 29th was the last time that Clark was hitless before yesterday's 0 for 5 showing. 0-1. Flied into shallow center field. Matt Bolton under it, tracking, and he makes the catch for the third out of the inning. Wareham sends 6 to the plate, records just 1 hit. It's no runs on that 1 hit. No errors in the field, and 3 runners left on base. We head to the bottom of the 4th, and it is Wareham and Bourne, tied at 2 at Doran Park.
Every child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights. Be prepared and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
Bottom of the 4th at Doran Park, Wareham and Bourne knotted up at 2. Alongside Dan Shalam, I'm Adam Hipsky. Ethan Baiotto back to work for the Gatemen in his 4th inning in his second start of the summer, facing 6-7-8. Berkeley Mejia, the catcher out of Oregon, leads things off, followed by Paul Vasquez and Matt Bolton. Right on left, Baiotto sets from the windup, first pitch of the inning, spikes in the dirt, bounced off the plate for ball 1. Mejia out of the transfer portal on his way to Mississippi State. In just his 4th game of the summer. 1-0, comebacker towards the right side of the mound. Baiotto fields, throws to first, and there's 1 down in the bottom of the 4th.
Nice work there, forced some weak contact. Gets it over quickly to Lyra. Kind of feels like right now that the dangerous part of this Bourne lineup is that top 4. If you can get past the top 4, you're smooth sailing, and Baiotto proved that the first time around, doing so once again here the second time through.
And maybe it's just retired, now 1 for 12 to start the summer. Paul Vasquez, the third baseman from Oregon State, steps into the right-handed batter's box. First pitch, checks his swing. He did offer at it. Vasquez behind, 0-1. Struck out his first time up against Baiotto. The 0-1. Inside at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. Baiotto did allow a run last inning in the 3rd inning, but it was not earned. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Baiotto dials up the off speed, and he gets himself ahead in the count 1-2.
Doing a nice job here. Looking to battle.
1-2. Another one that kicks in the dirt. Skips over the glove of Nikolai, and count evens 2 balls, 2 strikes. One gone with the bases clear, bottom 4. Baiotto nods. From the belt, he kicks and delivers. Breaking ball. Settles low. Full count on Vasquez. That was the 56th pitch of the day for Ethan Baiotto. Payoff. Up and in. Ball 4. 1 out walk for Paul Vasquez. Ethan Baiotto allows his 3rd walk of the day.
And this is where things have started to get a little bit tricky for Baiotto. And his previous 2 outings went 4 innings strong. There's no one going right now in that Wareham bullpen. All him here in the 4th.
The 8th hitting Matt Bolton, center fielder out of Binghamton, steps into the left-handed batter's box. Vasquez takes a few paces off the bag at first. The pitch from Baiotto misses outside at the belt. 1-0 the count. Bolton hitting .268 this summer. He's 0 for 1 today. The 1-0. Hit on the ground, right side. Past a lunging Lira into right field. Vasquez on his way to 3rd. He's in without a throw. Comes into 2nd. Cut off by DeGiorgio. And a 1-out single from Matt Bolton puts runners on the corners in the bottom of the 4th for the Braves.
Hard hit through the gap over there at 1st and 2nd. And this bottom of the order starting to produce now for Bourne. And an interesting situation here for Baiotto. Obviously, you can still get out of it with the double play, but a fly ball gives Bourne the lead.
And you really want to avoid getting back to the top of the order for the Braves. It would be the 3rd trip through the lineup for Baiotto. That's where they've had the most success. Elliot Medlock, the designated hitter from Ryder, in just his 2nd game of the summer, has yet to record a hit on the Cape. Runners on the corners. 1 out. Right on right. First pitch from Baiotto. He squares to bunt, lays it down right side. Lira fields at first. Fumbles, goes home. And he is safe. Nikolai, there was no force. He didn't apply the tag. Vasquez sprints in. The throw was on time, you would think, Dan, but Nikolai couldn't get across the body.
Well, it's because Lira hesitated with it.
Yeah.
He had it in his hand. He didn't throw it immediately. He kind of waited, and then shuffled past it with his left hand over to Nikolai, and by the time that he tossed it over there, there was no play for Nikolai to get across. So kind of a miscue, even though Lira had it there where he could have gotten it to Nikolai in time.
So back to the top of the order for Bourne. Cooper Williams steps into the right side. With runners on 1st and 2nd, the pitch. Skips in the dirt, gets away from Nikolai. Each runner advances 90 feet. Bourne's got a pair into scoring position in a 3-2 game.
Things starting to get a little bit ugly here for Wareham. And just on really defensive miscues, stuff you definitely want back, this has been an ugly bottom of the 4th.
Still just 1 out. Cooper Williams and a 1-0 count. Baiotto winds and fires. Hit on the ground, right side. Lira goes home from 1st. Nikolai, the play at the plate in time. So after Lira shuffled with it on the previous at-bat and Bourne stole a run, that time he elects to go home with it. Bourne tried to take another run and instead cut down at the plate, and it stays 3-2.
Just a nice job there from Lira to make up for that mistake, like you mentioned. Delivers a strong throw to the left side of Nikolai's body this time. Allows him to easily slap down the tag. That's how you play defense right there. 2 outs.
Switch hitting Rustin Rigdon tries to extend the inning for Bourne. Batting from the left side. First pitch. Misses inside, gets away from Nikolai, rolls to the backstop, run sprints in from 90 feet. Medlock takes home. Bourne doubles the lead, 4-2 in the bottom of the 4th.
It's been a couple of balls that have gotten past Nikolai in this inning. Some defensive mistakes. Really, overall, I don't pin any of this on Ethan Baiotto. It's been mostly the defense that's been having some miscues here in Bourne. A good team that will take advantage of your mistakes.
Yeah, Braves have capitalized on about every opportunity that has been presented. 1 ball, no strikes on Rigdon. From the belt, Baiotto looks at second, goes home. Grounded foul and got a piece of Nikolai. Put both hands on the dirt and now is up and trying to walk it off. It's 3-4-5 due up for Wareham when we get to the top of the 5th, but right now the Braves, with their first lead of the game, they've extended it to a 4-2 edge. Ball and a strike on Rigdon. Resting the bat on his left shoulder. Baiotto comes set, props it above. The 1-1. Fastball outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Now some guys starting to get up and loosen for the Gatemen. Bullpen resides beyond the right field wall. 2-1. Grounded right side through the hole, base hit. Williams gets the wave around third, play at the plate, not in time. Throw down to second into center field. And an RBI single from Rustin Rigdon takes second on the throw. Bourne has put up 3 in the 4th inning, and they've got a 3-run lead. It's 5-2 Braves in the bottom of the 4th.
Starting to go from bad to worse now. If you're Wareham, as Ko Nikolai goes out to the mound to talk things over with pitching coach Eric Luxus. That was a nice hit ball to the right side, but really Williams should have never been on the base paths to begin with. There's been a lot of extra outs that Wareham has given up in this inning. What I'm most interested about now as Baiotto coming out of this game is how you respond on the other side, but he's out.
Yeah, the Cape League All-Star in his first game since being named to the West team. His day is now done. So, first call to the pen for Wareham comes after this short break. It's Braves 5, Gatemen 2 in the bottom of the 4th.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy! Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm and dry.
It's an Alyssa Watling intuitive pitching change for the Gatemen. And in his second appearance of the summer, Ryan Smythe and the Wareham staff goes to Sahil Patel.
Second time that he's pitched, and the last time that he pitched was against Chatham a few days ago. First lefty of the day here for Wareham. In that Chatham game, he was really good. 2 innings of 1 hit, no run ball with a strikeout. Spent this past season at Ohio State. 10 appearances, 3 games started, over 20 2/3. With an ERA of 8.71. So just looking to build off that last outing for Wareham where he provided stability in those middle innings.
It's a tough spot for him to enter into. It's 5-2, Bourne leads. As Ethan Baiotto's day is done, his line is not final. The runner on second is his responsibility in Rustin Rigdon. It also doesn't really get much easier for Wareham and Patel. It's Blake Schaff, the shortstop from Wake Forest, 1 for 1 today. Doubled in the first, walked back in the third. Now a chance to drive in another run. Already with 11 RBIs this summer. It will be left on left. It's Patel ready to deliver his first pitch in his second appearance of the summer. From the belt, comes home, flied out of play, left side, gets a piece of the netting, and the count's 0-1.
Just looking for him to get this out, get out of this inning with 3 runs already across, and reset. It's been sloppy all around from Baiotto to the defense. Wasn't great.
Patel looks in. The 0-1. Breaking ball inside. 1 ball and 1 strike from Patel. Trying to get out this bottom of the 4th. Rigdon, the RBI single off of second. 1-1. Up and in. Schaff had to bend his body backwards, and the count moves to 2-1. Patel really just a 3-pitch mix. It's primarily fastball and curveball. Also throws a cutter. The 2-1. Tapped foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Blake Schaff. Yet to be retired today. Already with 3 RBIs against Wareham this summer. None today, but trying to add to that number. Can with a base hit. There's 2 outs, bottom 4. 2-2. Hit on the ground, right side. A charging Elam at second. Can't get it off in time. And now there's a run down between third and home. Rigdon's caught up. Nikolai goes to third. The tag applied to Rigdon. Wareham's out of the inning. Nearly disastrous. Rigdon tried to catch a sleeping Gatemen defense, but the Braves still put up 3. It's 3 runs on 3 hits. No errors in the field and 1 runner left on base. Cameron Seagraves back to work on the other side of this break on Cape League TV.
Get your merch at the Wareham Gatemen website and click shop to view our latest merch drops. The 2026 Gatemen Kids Clinic registration is live and open. Starting next week, kids will have the chance to be taught by Gatemen coaches and players. For more information, visit the Wareham Gatemen website for dates, times, prices, and opportunities for your kids to have the most memorable week of their summer.
Top of the 5th at Doran Park. Bourne with a 5-2 lead, giving the run support for Cameron Seagraves, the first reliever for Bourne. It's a 5-2 game with the 3, 4, 5 hitters due up for the Gatemen.
So, Adam, you have that messy inning. How do you respond here if you're Wareham is the question? You've thrown the first punch both times. Now you trail for the first time in this game. You're the heart of the order coming up. A guy who was really all out of whack in that previous inning, and Cameron Seagraves.
Yep.
Be interesting to see what Wareham's got in the tank.
Connor Cuff, Cohen Nikolai, Tony Lira due up for the Gatemen. Still trying to look for that first win on the road. Right now, Bourne's in the driver's seat to give Wareham an 0-11 start away from Spillane Field. Right on left, Seagraves, the right-hander out of North Carolina. Collects himself, first pitch of the 5th. Comes home. In the zone, called strike. Cuff behind 0-1. A 1-for-2 day for the third baseman, who had a 3-hit day against Bourne back on July 3rd. 0-1. Cut on and missed. Cuff behind 0-2. Seagraves, it was a dreadful, dreadful fourth inning. Tossed 3 consecutive walks. Wareham couldn't scratch across 1 run. Ran into an out on the base paths. Trying to have some more success this time around. The 0-2. Up and away. Cuff holds, and it's ball 1.
We didn't see this level of control to start an at-bat from Seagraves the entire fourth inning, and Wareham really should have cashed in. Left the bases loaded for the second time in this game.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Leadoff man in the top of the 5th. Popped foul. Left side, and the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And that's how things kind of go with this Braves team. You're going to have your chances, but if you don't take advantage of yours, they're going to get theirs. And they did exactly that in the bottom of the 4th.
Right now, Bourne with 5 runs on 6 hits, 1 error in the field. Wareham 2 runs on 5 hits and 1 error. 1-2. Breaking ball misses outside. Dances away from Cuff. He looks at it as the count levels at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Seagraves readies. Sends home the 2-2. Outside at the belt. Count runs full to Cuff. Was behind 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now with a chance to give the Gatemen a leadoff base runner for the 3rd time today. Rests the bat on his left shoulder. And the payoff. Outside, ball 4. Cuff draws a walk. 4th issued off the right hand of Cameron Seagraves. And you said, Dan, we hadn't seen that kind of control to start an at-bat. Well, he lost it. Still gives up the walk, and the Gatemen have the leadoff base runner.
And the misses were all in the same spot, high and away, on the left side. You thought he might have been bouncing back, but kind of regressed.
Now it's Cohen Nicolai, right-handed catcher. First pitch is a breaking ball that dives beneath the bottom rail for ball 1. Nicolai 0 for 1 today, grounded into a double play in the first, was hit by a pitch his last time up. With Connor Cuff off of first, being held on by Overbeek. The 1-0. Fastball grounded foul left side. Felt like Nicolai might have gone after that one. We'll see, it comes in on the StatCast, and it was in the zone. So 1 ball, 1 strike on Nicolai. Seagraves continues to try and find his control. Braves with a 5-2 lead, top of the 5th. Nobody out. Seagraves, the pitch. Popped up, middle of the infield. Seagraves under it, called off by Schaff. Atop the mound, makes the catch for the first out.
That was a tough play for Schaff. It was a mile high, and he had to run in and grab it. Had to deal with the mound as well, but does a nice job controlling everything. Gets the first out.
So Seagraves, after the leadoff walk, bounces back, gives it to Tony Lira, who also grounded into a double play. That one back in the 3rd. Wareham has had its chances. 5 hits in the first 4 innings. An error from Bourne. Plenty of free passes. Still just 2 runs. First pitch to Lira, he takes. It's a called strike. Slider in at the knees. 0-1 on Lira. 2 for 3 with a couple of doubles yesterday. Probably the most productive day at the plate for Tony Lira. Batting 5th for the Gatemen. A Sunday night matchup with the Braves. No balls, 1 strike. The delivery, cut on and missed. Another breaking ball. Lira comes up empty. He's behind 0-2.
And was just fooled there. Cut right over top.
No balls, 2 strikes. Right on right. Throw over to first.
cuff back safely. Lyra steps in. Behind 0-2. Seagraves delivers. Golfed high in the air right field. Cooper Williams walks to his left, makes the catch. Back-to-back flyouts for the Gatemen. There's now 2 gone in the 5th.
And just a weak fly ball into right. Seagraves settling in a little bit here.
So Noah Sheffield steps into the plate as a pinch hitter for the Gatemen. Cade Elam's day is done. Sheffield yesterday, a very productive day, still in his first handful of appearances for the Gatemen. Right on right. Seagraves goes home. First pitch fastball, outer third, a called strike. Sheffield was 1 for 3 yesterday with a couple of RBIs. Also drew a walk. So Elam's day is done. He goes 1 for 2. Breaking ball gets away from Mejia. Cuff on to second without a throw. Wareham trying to climb back into this one, trailing 5-2 in the top of the 5th.
Still an interesting call to pinch hit for Elam so early here after he smoked a single, too, in his last at-bat.
Last time on the base paths, did run into an out. Not sure if that plays into the decision for Smythe. 1-1. Slider inside. Easy take for Sheffield. It's a 2-ball, 1-strike count. 2 outs, top of the 5th. Couple of looks at second, now goes home. Popped right side, curling out of play. It's in amongst the fans for strike 2. Count even 2 balls and 2 strikes. Seagraves pitching with the Bourne offense at his back. 3 runs, the bottom of the 4th, to give the Braves not just their first lead of the game, but also a 3-run advantage. 2-2. Sheffield uncorks on one, left field, hooking foul and out of play. Off the roof of a house in left field, and the count remains 2-2.
That was a shot. If it was fair, definitely a chance that it could have been gone. That was a lot of power right there from Noah Sheffield.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner on second, 2 outs. The pitch from Seagraves. Breaking ball cut on and missed. Below the zone and gets Sheffield to chase at it. No hits, no runs, no errors in the field, and 1 runner left on base. We're halfway home at Doran Park, and Bourne has a 5-2 lead over Wareham.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success.
Bottom of the 5th at Doran Park. Sahil Patel back to work for the Gatemen, this time with a clean frame. He'll face the middle of the Bourne order. 4-5-6 due up for the Braves. Andrew Costello, Josiah Overbeek, and Burke Lee Mejia
Righty, lefty, and a switch hitter due up for the Braves in a 3-run game after a 3-spot last inning. Left on right to start this frame. Patel versus Costello. From the windup, Patel's first pitch of the inning is a breaking ball that tails inside. 1-0. So Ethan Baiotto's line has gone final after Patel stranded Blake Schaff and Rustin Rigdon on the base paths. Baiotto, the Cape League All-Star for Wareham. Goes 3 2/3 as the 1-0 comes home. Fastball outside, misses at the belt. 2 balls, no strikes. Baiotto across those 3 2/3 allowed 5 hits, 5 runs, 4 of which were earned. 3 walks and double the strikeouts. 2 balls, no strikes. Patel kicks and deals. And her third, a called strike, back to the fastball. And now a 2-1 count. Baiotto departs with a 2.79 ERA. Now Patel trying to keep it within an arm's length. 2-1 downstairs, 3 balls, 1 strike. Wareham trailing 5-2. 0-10 start to the summer away from Spillane Field for the Gatemen, trying to pick up that elusive first road win. 3-1. Outer third, called strike. Andrew Costello tossed his bat about halfway between the right-handed batter's box and the third base dugout. And Josiah Overbeek, who's on deck, had to walk out and give him the bat right back because it's a 3-2 count.
He thought that was a walk, was ready for it, but Joe LaBella tells him to get into the batter's box.
3-2. Now ball 4. Costello thought it was on the pitch prior. That one misses low, and Costello sheds the leg guard off the left leg and takes the jog down the first base line. Leadoff man aboard for Bourne in a 5-2 game, bottom of the 5th. You look at Ethan Baiotto's day. Obviously didn't have his best stuff, but did not allow a leadoff base runner in each of his 4 innings. Now Josiah Overbeek steps into the plate. First pitch fastball taken for a strike, 0-1. Overbeek struck out looking his last time up. That was against Baiotto, one of 6 strikeout victims for the righty from Tennessee. The 0-1, breaking ball, tails inside. Can't bend enough into the zone. Count levels a ball and a strike. Overbeek in his 4th game of the summer for the Braves. Patel delivers up and in. Grazes the ear of Overbeek, who shifted his body to avoid being drilled by the fastball. He's ahead in the count, 2-1. Runner on first, Costello after the walk. 2-1. Cut on and missed. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Patel got the last out of the 4th inning. For the starter, Ethan Baiotto's day was done. 2-2, splits between the legs of Nikolai, ricochets off the backstop, but Costello's on to second easily without a throw.
And a couple of balls have tricked up Cohen Nikolai today. Patel's done a nice job of working himself back into this count after a couple of high misses. Now has to work around a runner in scoring position.
First base now open, and a full count, still nobody out. Bottom of the 5th. Patel from the belt comes home. Up and in, and another really, really errant miss. Back-to-back walks from Sahil Patel.
And that one was nearly over the umpire Joe LaBella's head. I mean, that pitch was skied.
Tony Lira wants to come in and talk things over with Patel. Nikolai, the catcher, starts his walk up there as well. Everyone just trying to get on the same page. Runners on first and second for Bourne in a 5-2 game, bottom 5th. Fifth walk of the day from Wareham pitchers. 3 were Baiotto's, and now 2 have been Patel's. Brings up Berkeley Mabius. 1 for 12 start to the summer. Catcher on his way to Mississippi State. Out of the transfer portal from Oregon. Corners of the infield come in. First pitch. Down in the dirt, ball 1. Middle of the infield still back in double play depth. Noah Sheffield remains in the game for the Gatemen. After he pinch hit for Cade Elam in the top of the 5th. The 1-0. Below the zone again. 2 balls, no strikes on Mabius. Still sporting that Oregon green elbow guard. The block O. Can't miss those colors. 2 balls and no strikes. Pitch from Patel. Down in the dirt. Nikolai that keeps this one in front of him now. And it's now a 3-ball no strike count on Mabius.
If you're Ryan Smythe, you got to get him out of this game here soon. He is just struggling right now.
20 pitches, 7 strikes. Similar start to the day for Cameron Seagraves, the Bourne reliever. 3-0. Locates the zone, bottom 3rd, strike 1. Mabius, teammates over the summer with Josiah Overbeek, who's off of first. Soon to be college teammates at Mississippi State. Both out of the transfer portal. 3-1. Up and away, ball 4, 3 straight walks from Sahil Patel. Both relievers really struggling with command. First call out of the pen for Bourne was Cameron Seagraves. 4 walks, and now Sahil Patel, 3 walks, and he's recorded just 1 out. Eric Luxus is out of the first base dugout.
It seems like it's Jackson Hoyt, the lefty, warming out in the bullpen right now for Wareham. But we're just going to have to wait and see. But just trying to calm down. Sahil Patel right now. I mean, he has just been missing and missing pretty badly, if we're being honest, here in the bottom half of the 5th.
Home plate umpire Joe LaBella out from behind home plate to go break up the mound visit. The entire infield's in. Costello off of 3rd, Overbeek on 2nd, Mabius on 1st, all reached off the walk. 5-2 game, bottom of the 5th. Mound visit broken up. Eric Luxus back to the first base dugout, hoping that he doesn't have to make another walk out there again this inning. Paul Vasquez, the 3rd baseman from Oregon State, in his 4th appearance of the summer, can break this game open. Bases loaded. Nobody out. Corners of the infield pinched in. Middle infield back. Left on right. First pitch. Up. Skips in and out of the glove of Nikolai. Runners stay put. Both of Overbeek and Costello were about halfway down the line, but decided with no outs. Better to play it safe than be sorry.
Well, that's the thing. It's not like you're 2 outs and you're desperate to get across one with the bases loaded. There's nobody out. And Eric Luxus immediately out of the dugout again. I think they're out of mound visits here because Tony Lira came up, so this would have to be a pitching change.
So Joe LaBella, our home plate umpire, walks there right away. So Patel, you can honestly look at that last mound visit as just a measure to try and give Jackson Hoyt more time to warm up.
But they're out of mound visits here, I think. The umpires are going to talk about this, but Lira already came up, and then Luxus just came up. That's 2.
And
Luxus is not allowed to go out there right now.
You can make the pitching change whenever, though, couldn't you?
Yeah, he must have been just going out there to talk to him again. But
1 pitch?
I mean, that pitch was another fastball pulled high and away.
Unless him going 5 feet out of the dugout was just another way to give Hoyt more time. The 1-0, called a strike.
It worked.
I was going to say. Ball and a strike, still nobody out. Vasquez at the plate. The lefty Patel fires. Down and in, 2 balls and 1 strike. Next pitch will be the 25th of the day for Patel. Relieving the Cape League All-Star and Ethan Baiotto. Gave up 5 runs in 3 2/3. 2-1. Popped up, left side. DeGiorgio, the shortstop, underneath it. And he makes the catch. First out of the inning recorded. Better late than never. There's one away.
Infield fly right there, called immediately by the umpiring crew. And now Luxus out of the dugout. This has to be the pitching change.
So the infield comes in. It will be Matt Bolton due up for Bourne. And Luxus takes the ball from Sahil Patel, whose day is done. He gets just 2 outs, 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, but he departs with 3 runners as his responsibility. Jackson Hoyt inherits the bases loaded jam. Here in the bottom of the 5th in a 5-2 game. We'll step aside here on Cape League TV.
Hey Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A+ Repairs specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
Bases loaded for Bourne. In the bottom of the 5th with just 1 out. It's time for an Alyssa Watling intuitive pitching change. Dan Shalam won't be an easy one. Jackson Hoyt steps in trying to get out of the jam.
Hoyt hasn't pitched in nearly a few days' time, as he, like his partner, Katie McDonald, who used to be on this team, both from Florida. But Hoyt hasn't pitched in a week's time. Last pitched against Katuitt. That was an inning of 2-hit, no-run ball with 2 strikeouts. He's put into quite the jam here, though.
Will face Matt Bolton, the left-handed center fielder. First pitch, outside, ball 1. Bolton singled his last time up. Costello on third, Overbeek off of second, Mabius on first. All walked against the reliever, Sahil Patel. The 1-0. Cut on and missed. Strong fastball from Jackson Hoyt. Count is 1-1. Bases loaded and 1 out. Left on left. Outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Bourne with a 5-2 lead. Scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Half-hearted from Matt Bolton at the top of the zone. Counts level at 2-2.
He didn't like it, hesitated on the swing, but he went around.
Bourne threatening. Trying to break this game open. 2-2. Fly ball, center field. Costello gets ready to tag. Wax in from center. He does. Throw goes in all the way to the plate. Nikolai's tag is in time. Jason Wax, the outfield assist. Bourne had the bases loaded and nobody out, and they don't scratch one across. We are through 5 at Doran Park. Jackson Hoyt out of the pen with a little bit of help from his defense. We head to the 6th in a 5-2 game. It's 7-8-9 due up for the Gatemen when we return on Cape League TV.
Every child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
Top of the 6th at Doran Park. Bourne with a 5-2 lead over Wareham. It's another Alyssa Watling intuitive pitching change. It's the right-hander Will Harrigan out of Columbia that comes in and tries to keep Bourne in front, 5-2.
He certainly does. Harrigan, a guy that hasn't pitched so much so far for the Bravos. This past season with Columbia, 33 innings, 7 hit by pitches, 29 walks. You put that ratio together, you get a number of 36. Compare that to 31 strikeouts. So a guy who issues the walk a fair amount, but also likes the K, looking to do better than Cameron Seagrass did to enter this game.
And relieving the righty out of UNC, who really struggled with command. Right now, it's Dylan Dubovic, due up for the Gatemen. Right on right, out of the windup. First pitch of the day from Harrigan is cut on and missed. Slider that tailed away from Dubovic all the way to the left-handed batter's box, but Dubovic wanted it all the way. He's behind 0-1. But Seagraves had 4 walks in just 2 innings. As the 0-1 from the windup comes home. Fly ball, center field. Bolton on the move. Camps under it. Makes the catch. 1 up, 1 down. Good start to the day for Will Harrigan.
And really, Wareham had opportunities against Seagraves, couldn't convert against him, especially in that 4th where they left the bases loaded. And obviously, Bourne having their opportunity on the other side, but still looking to break through, missing some of that offensive spark you had in the first 2 innings.
So we'll get you Cameron Seagraves' final line, but first, Henry DeGiorgio steps in. First pitch. Below the knees, ball 1. Seagraves, first call out of the pen, relieving the starter Tyler Baird. Tossed 2 innings, gave up 1 hit, no runs, and we just talked about it. The main blemish was the 4 walks. One strikeout. The 1-0. Bottom of the zone, a called strike. Similar location, but Harrigan brings it up a smidge. Catches the bottom third. Counts 1-1. Bourne leading at 5-2, top of the sixth. The 1-1 from the windup. Fouled out of play. DeGiorgio yet to be retired today. Singled in the second, walked in the fourth. DeGiorgio batting 8th today for the Gatemen. Harrigan from the belt. The 1-2 comes home. Breaking ball, called strike 3. Outside corner, DeGiorgio froze. And a really good start to Will Harrigan's day out of the pen. 2 up, 2 down.
That's just not what you want there. If you're Wareham, you make Seagraves so uncomfortable. He's issuing walks. He can't find the zone and allowing Harrigan here to get into an early groove.
So Carter Groen, the left fielder, also yet to be retired today, but has not recorded a hit. He's hit by a pitch in the second, walked in the fourth. He swings and tips it foul into the mitt of Mejia for strike 1. 5-2, Bourne leads it, top of the sixth. Braves did not lead until the bottom of the fourth. They plated 3 runs. It's a good start for Wareham. Had a 1-0 lead and a 2-1 lead. It's the 0-1. Cut on and missed. Fastball top third. Growing underneath it. It counts 0-2.
He's just getting into a groove and just pounding the zone here.
Base is clear. The 0-2. Outside. Fastball at the letters. Growing lives to see another pitch.
Not a bad pitch there from Harrigan. Just wastes one upstairs, and why not? Very much in control here.
Jason Wax on deck if Wareham can get to him. Out of the windup. The 1-2 checks a swing. He did not offer. Count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the Gatemen have recorded just 1 hit since the second inning. 2-2. Breaking ball, swung on, lifted into shallow left field. Costello comes in and makes the head-high catch for the third out of the inning. No hits, no runs, no errors in the field, nobody left on. Clean inning out of the pen to start Will Harrigan's day. We head to the home half of the sixth. Wareham trails Bourne 5-2 on Cape League TV.
Get your merch at the Wareham Gatemen website and click shop to view our latest merch drops. The 2026 Gatemen Kids Clinic registration is live and open. Starting next week, kids will have the chance to be taught by Gatemen coaches and players. For more information, visit the Wareham Gatemen website for dates, times, prices, and opportunities for your kids to have the most memorable week of their summer.
Bottom of the sixth at Doran Park. Bourne leading Wareham 5-2. 9-1-2 due up for the Braves here in the bottom of the sixth. Elliott Medlock, Cooper Williams, and Rustin Rigdon, the minimum against Jackson Hoyt, who came into the game, got some help from his defense, needed just 1 batter to record 2 outs. It was a double play off the flyout from Jason Wax, gunned down a tagging Andrew Costello at home to retire the side.
It was a really nice play to end off things and get out of that jam, because you really thought the big inning was coming for Bourne there with the bases loaded and no one out, and Hoyt looking to continue that here in the bottom of the 6th.
So after the double play, the line has gone final for Sahil Patel. First call out of the pen for Wareham. Got 2 outs, gave up 1 hit, no runs, thanks to the defensive assist from Jason Wax out in center field. 3 walks and no strikeouts. Keeps that ERA at a pristine 0.00. It'll be left on right to start things out in the bottom of the 6th. Elliot Medlock digs in. First pitch is a fastball in at the knees for ball 1. Medlock singled and scored his last time up. It was his first hit of the summer. The DH from Ryder in his second game on the Cape. The 1-0. Another fastball inside. A similar miss from Hoyt, and he's behind 2 balls, no strikes.
Trying to avoid the leadoff walk. Walks have been a problem for the staff today. 6 in total.
Yeah. Patel started the 5th inning with 3 consecutive. 2-0 up and away, 3 balls, no strikes. That's a fastball outside at the belt. Third arm of the game for the Gatemen. After Ethan Baiotto, who's been the most consistent arm, this Wareham pitching staff gave them just 2 2/3. 3-0. Outside corner, called strike. Hoyt starts to battle back. 3-1 still on the 9th hitting DH. Left on right, Hoyt readies, sends it home. Up and away. Nikolai had to stretch out his arm to avoid that one from beginning to the backstop. Lost his mask in the process. And a leadoff walk. It's the 4th in the last 2 innings for the Braves.
Too many free passes, and Bourne didn't take advantage last inning. Now you got the top of the order coming. Could be something big here.
Cooper Williams 0 for 3 today. His first game at the leadoff spot for the Braves. Left on left, Hoyt fires. Fouled out of play. So back-to-back lefties for the Wareham relief staff against this lineup that has 2 switch hitters and 5 lefties. No balls, 1 strike. Hoyt comes home. Misses downstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bourne leading at 5-2. Bottom of the 6th. Braves on the verge of a breakthrough last inning. The 1-1. Squared to bunt, pulled back. It's the right call, 2-1. But Bourne entered today in a scoreless drought. Hadn't scored in each of its last 2 games. More than 20 innings. So far the Braves have played it at 5. Let's check over on first. Medlock back with a head-first dive. But Bourne has capitalized when the time has come. 2-1. Hoyt from the stretch. Laced. Right field. Dubovic comes in, makes the play. On the run, needed a great jump out in right field. He got it. 1 away.
Yeah, that ball was piped into right field. Just a hard hit line drive. Dubovic does a nice job of being in the right spot. Moves a few steps over to his left. Drops down his glove to make the little basket catch, if you will. And there's 1 down.
Now Rustin Rigdon, second baseman from Vanderbilt, steps into the right-handed batter's box. Medlock still off of first, being held on by Lyra. Left on right, Hoyt delivers home, misses high for ball 1. Rigdon singled and scored in the 3rd, had the RBI single his last time up. 2 for 3 day, batting second. Throw over to first. And Medlock back safely once again. First time today that Rigdon swings it from the right-handed batter's box. First 3 trips to the plate, all from the left side. The 1-0. Up and away. Fastball at the letters, and the count's now 2 balls, no strikes on Rigdon. Medlock inches off the bag at first. 2-0. Popped up right side, slicing foul, and it's out of play. Crowd has started to thin out here at Doran Park. Sunday night baseball in Bourne, with the home Braves up on the visiting Gatemen 5-2. The bottom of the 6th. Hoyt's pitch. Another one that's popped up. Right side again. Out of play for strike 2.
Good battle here. Rigdon, a skillful hitter. Not going to go down easy, making it hard for Hoyt.
Hoyt stares in, gets a new ball from our home plate umpire, Joe LaBella. Comes set at the belt. The 2-2, runner on the move, pitch outside. Nikolai's throw down, skips in the dirt. Sheffield's tag, not in time.
Well, and that's a shame because he basically fell in between first and second base, that being Medlock. He legitimately went down to his knees between first and second.
And Nikolai never popped from his crouch.
Never popped from his crouch. He took some velocity off that throw as well. I think he wanted to just get it over there in time because he thought he had extra time. And instead,
Medlock
base.
Gets his first stolen base of the summer. 3-2. Inside ball 4. So if it would have just waited another pitch, Medlock could have had second either way. But now 2 aboard with just 1 out in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, that doesn't really matter now if he didn't go, but definitely a little bit of a missed opportunity there to get a free out.
Most dangerous part of the order coming up for the Braves. Blake Schaff, the shortstop from Wake Forest, who's 2 for 2 today with a single and a double and a walk. Started the scoring in the first inning. Doubled in the first, came home after another double from Andrew Costello, who's on deck. First pitch, left on left, fastball away. 1 ball, no strikes. First time that Schaff has seen a left-handed pitcher today. Never saw Patel. The 1-0. Runners on first and second. Hoyt comes home. Cut on and missed. Low and away. Schaff went after it. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. Hoyt hunched over, grips the ball in his left hand. Comes set at the belt. 1-1. Popped up left side into the netting for strike 2.
Nice job from Hoyt battling back, especially against Schaff, who's reached base every time today.
Hoyt trying to sit down Schaff for the first time this evening. Shortstop out of Wake Forest. It's been dangerous all season. Mainstay at the top of this Braves lineup. 1-2 from Hoyt. Outside, tried to get a chase from Schaff. Slider continued to break away from the hands of the shortstop. He holds. Count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner still on first and second. DeGiorgio broke for second, trying to execute a pickoff move on Medlock. But Hoyt steps off, doesn't throw. Medlock was back standing. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Medlock off of second, Rigdon on first, not being held on by Lyra. The 2-2. Downstairs. Count runs full, and Bourne hitters seeing a ton of pitches from Jackson Hoyt right now.
That right there was his 25th. Has only pitched 1 full inning.
Came in relief for Sahil Patel. Got a double play to end the 5th. Trying to keep it a 5-2 game. Payoff. Hit on the ground, left side, through for a base hit. Medlock gets the stop sign at third. Carter Groen from left comes up throwing, and the bases are loaded for Bourne. And now a 3-hit day for Blake Schaff.
He worked hard to get that hit, and it was a nice piece. Just lined the ball between short and third, punched it, and now you couldn't draw it up any better if you're Bourne. Left on right, Andrew Costello at the plate.
1 for 2. The RBI double in the first inning gave Bourne its first run of the game. Wareham struck first, took a 1-0 lead, then a 2-1 lead. Since then, it's been all Bourne. 4 unanswered. Right now they're threatening again. A 5-2 game. As a delay of game comes in from the first base side. A couple of kids playing catch, and it sailed into the field of play. It's like they might be getting a stern talking to after that.
Maybe it'll help out the game and give Jackson Hoyt a chance to breathe.
He regroups. Left on right. First pitch to Costello. Misses low. 1 ball, no strikes. Costello, 6 RBIs this summer. Leads the Cape League in batting average. Swings it at a .338 clip. 1-0. Grounded left-sided foul. Sharply hit off the bat of Costello. Hoyt gets away with one. Count evens a ball and a strike.
Liked what he saw there. Just pulled it. The pitch was up and in, though, so he kind of got jammed a little bit. And Hoyt, the strategy clearly has been to work him inside. That's where the first 2 pitches have been.
And that one well in on the hands. Costello tried to turn on it. Corners of the infield drawn in. Middle infield back trying to turn 2 and get out of the inning. The 1-1 from Hoyt. And at the knees, 2 balls and 1 strike. Hoyt went fastball. Costello this time holds. Medlock on third, Rigdon off of second. They both walked. Blake Schaff not being held on at first. He had the single. 2-1. Hit on the ground, up the middle, past the backhand of Sheffield. Medlock's in to score. Rigdon gets the wave around second. Throw comes into the shortstop Sheffield. And it's a 2 RBI single from Andrew Costello, his second and third run driven in of the game. And Bourne starts to pull away. It's 7-2 Braves, bottom 6.
That's just what he does. If you're going to give the best hitter in the league the bases loaded, he's going to hurt you. That's what he does there. And it wasn't a hard, really hit ball. It was just a nice piece of hitting straight up the middle and drives in 2.
This Wareham bullpen not having the day it desired. Now Josiah Overbeek steps in. First baseman out of the transfer portal on his way to Mississippi State. Runners on first and second, 1 out in a 7-2 game. Hoyt, left on left, sets and fires. First pitch fastball outside, below the knees. Counts 1-0. Overbeek walked in the first and the fifth, struck out looking in the third. Trying to continue to pad this Bourne lead. 6 runs unanswered, 1-0. Can't catch the bottom rail. 2 balls and no strikes. What a day from Blake Schaff and Andrew Costello. 5 hits combined between the two, batting third and fourth for the Braves. 2-0. Grounded, right side. Sheffield at second, gloves, flips to first in time. As Schaff and Costello advance 90 feet. And Bourne has 2 into scoring position, but Wareham trades it for an out. There's 2 down in the 6th.
Yeah, nice play by Sheffield. Just a slow roller to the right side. Didn't have any other play but first. Gets the out.
Brings up Burke Lee Mabius. Catcher also set to transfer to Mississippi State. 0 for 2 day. Batting 6th. First pitch. Fastball inner third. Called a strike. It's 0-1. We're trying to get out of this inning. Braves have already tacked on a pair. Single here could score another couple. The 0-1. Grounded, left side, a charging cuff at third. Throws to first across the diamond, and it's in time to retire the side, but not before Bourne sends 7 to the plate, brings 2 across, and extends the lead to 5. It's 7-2 after 6 innings at Doran Park. The Gatemen send the top of the order in the top of the 7th to try and start their climb back into it right here on the Wareham Gatemen Baseball Network.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success.
7th inning here at Bourne Park. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky with the Gatemen trailing by 5, 7-2. We take a look at some scores happening around the Cape. Two games that have been final today. Harwich taking down YD 9-3. Falmouth and Brewster finish at 7-7 tied. The Commodores were up 7-5 in the bottom half of the ninth. Brewster scored 2, but then that game called to darkness. Adam, what other scores catching your eye?
Well, you want to talk about Falmouth and Brewster first. How about YD? Are the Red Sox sliding? Back-to-back losses?
They look beatable at this point. And for Wareham, top of the order, starting with Jason Wax, still Will Harrigan on the mound, who worked a 1-2-3 in his inning of relief back in the 6th, which feels like about an hour ago at this point. But he steps back onto the bump and is ready to go. First pitch. High and away for ball 1.
Yeah, I mean, I think YD, obviously you knew they were going to cool down at some point, but back-to-back losses, still something to catch your eye. Harwich playing some really good baseball as of late, but yeah, Brewster and Falmouth, tie game.
1-0, bounced in the dirt, goes all the way to the backstop. 2 balls, no strikes.
And the Gatemen see the Commodores tomorrow. That one kind of interesting. They'll pick up where they left off the other day. In Wareham, it's a 3-run head start in a 6-inning game. Not too bad.
2 balls and no strikes. Ground ball over to the first base side. Overbeek picks it up, flips over to Harrigan, who steps on the bag. 4 up, 4 down for him. Yeah, you mentioned that game. Bottom of the 3rd, it will be with nobody out and a 1-ball, 1-strike count for Falmouth to start in the bottom half of the 3rd. And they will have to send their hitter, which, if I go back in my record book, that is going to be...
Here we go.
Pearson Reebok due up to start off the bottom half of the 3rd. Obviously, there could be a pinch hitter there, but you would expect the starting 9 to stay the same.
It definitely is interesting, especially...
Levi Clark at the plate, first pitch bounced in the dirt.
Especially on the Cape where you lose so many guys and guys are deactivated every day and new guys come in. How does that work? If you start a 9 and then you have to pick up a new game, I would imagine it'll be the same 9 for both sides, but no guarantees all those guys are still there.
1-0 misses outside. The interesting thing you mentioned for Wareham is that Jordan Stevens started that game, pitched 2 innings clean. You would not expect him to go back into that game at that point.
No, not at all.
It'd be a full bullpen day most likely for Wareham as the 2-0 bounces off the glove of Mabius, goes behind the plate. 3 balls and no strikes to Levi Clark.
Yeah, and for Ryan Smythe, the rotation, it's certainly that was your off day. Now on Monday, on the bright side, the game may only have to get through 6 innings, but you're going to have to get through 6 innings with the bullpen.
3-0 finds the zone, and really 7 because Falmouth, at least defensively, because Falmouth did not hit.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting as well. The lineup was R.J. Hamilton, Foster Apple, Levi Clark, Cohen DeClyde, Dylan Dubovic, Cade Elam, Drew Rogers, Noah Sheffield, and Henry DiGiorgio. All those guys still here. You'd expect the same tomorrow. 3-1 pitch clips the zone to make it a full count. So that'll be an interesting scenario tomorrow. We'll have that one for you here on the Wareham Baseball Network starting at 6 o'clock. And we'll play 6.5 innings. Who knows if we'll need more. Payoff. Broken bat, grounded over to second base. Rigdon picks it up, throws to first, and that is 2 down here for Harrigan, who has retired all 5 hitters he's faced.
Needed more than 9 innings to decide a winner between Falmouth and Wareham last time at Guff Fuller Field.
And that was a heartbreaker for Wareham in that game. Blew a lead in the bottom half of the ninth, a 3-run lead. Lost in extras. The other scores to watch as Connor Cuff steps in from the left-handed side. Katuitt on top of Hyannis 1-0 in the top half of the ninth right now. As Harrigan ready to deal, fires the first pitch, misses up top. That would be a big result. If Katuitt pulls that one out, Wareham would be 4 games back of a playoff spot, chasing both Katuitt and Hyannis for the final spot heading into tomorrow. Obviously, they could cut that to 3 if they hold on to that Falmouth game, as the 1-0 catches the outside part, but not called a strike. 2-0.
And that's kind of the interesting about the Cape League. Obviously, it is still games back. It just feels weird when you add in all the ties and the point system and so on and so forth. One of the other caveats here.
2-0, big cut and a miss. Yeah, you mentioned the point system. It is weird. A win counts for 2 points, a tie 1 point. So Falmouth still gets a point today for tying Brewster 7-7 at Stony Brook Field. They now trail Bourne by just a singular point. 2-1, misses outside, 3-1. That, of course, will change if the Braves hold on to close out this game. That would jump to 3 points, which equals a game and a half.
Nailed it.
I know, it's tough math, but we're getting it done. 3-1 pitch, bounced in the dirt, and that is a 5-pitch walk to Connor Cuff. Wareham has a base runner, but still has just 1 hit over the last 4 innings. Cohen DeClyde coming to the plate from the right-handed side.
Better than nothing, and that last inning when Bourne scored 2 runs feels like such a killer. Goes from a 3-run game where you're still kind of within striking distance. We've seen Wareham put together some late inning rallies, but today trailing by 5.
First pitch to Nikolai. Misses for ball 1. The other game on the board, currently in action, Chatham leading Orleans 2-1 in the bottom half of the 5th at Veterans Field. Last place Orleans going against the 4th place Anglers. That a big one for the Firebirds. 1-0 pitch flared out into shallow center field. Bolton coming on, and he makes the play. So over 2 innings, Harrigan faces just 7 hitters. Time to stretch here at Doran Park with Wareham trailing by 5.
Hey, Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A+ Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 888-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
Today.
Bottom half of the 7th here at Doran Park in a 5-run game between Wareham and Bourne. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky. Alyssa Watling, intuitive call to the bullpen. As we get you set, Nolan Foster onto the mound for Jackson Hoyt.
Making his Gatemen debut this summer, 6'2", 180-pound righty. The rising redshirt senior from Abilene Christian. But Danny hasn't pitched since the spring of 2025, where he made 10 appearances for ACU. Tossed 9 1/3 innings and pitched to a 10.61 ERA. 5 walks, 6 strikeouts, and opposing batting average of .345. Makes his debut in a 5-run game in the bottom of the 7th.
Low pressure situation for him as he looks to keep this a 5-run ball game going against the 7-8-9 hitters for Bourne.
The third baseman, number 32, Paul Vasquez.
For Foster, 3-pitch mix, fastball, slider, and the changeup. Fastball 50%, slider at 32. And the change at 17. Here's the first pitch of his outing, and it misses down low. First pitch of his summer as well. Ball 1. 2 runs for Bourne in the 7th, 3 in the 5th, or 3 in the 4th, I should say. 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 1st. Gives them 7 on the day, has them up by 5. Big cut and a miss from Vasquez, batting from the right side. Foster delivers. Pop up over into shallow right. Dubovic charging in. He makes a running grab for the first out.
A really nice job calling off Sheffield at the last second. Right fielder coming in, second baseman going back. If the right fielder's got a nice read on it, you absolutely have to give that to Dubovic. And called off Sheffield, made the play, and first out for Nolan Foster.
Good way to start off his summer. As now it's Matt Bolton, the center fielder. Lefty hops into the batter's box. Foster quickly ready. And deals. Fastball in there for strike 1. A 1 pitch. Ground ball. Back to Foster. He gloves it. Underhand toss to the bag. 2 up, 2 down.
A really nice job. Fielding it off the mound for Foster. Staying ready. Smothers it. Does everything right. Textbook. Goes on to first. Now 2 away.
So now it's the 9-hole hitter, Elliot Medlock. He's had a productive day. A walk, came around to score back in the 6th, and then had a sacrifice bunt, which he reached on and played it a run-in back in the 4th. Foster looking for a 1-2-3. First pitch in there. Strike 1. Wareham as a staff has only worked one other 1-2-3 inning in this game. That came in the bottom half of the 2nd against the bottom 3 hitters. So Foster looking to replicate exactly that. Reddy's on the bump. Comes home. Bounces it to the backstop. Hops off it. Goes into the glove of Nikolai. 1 ball and 1 strike. Foster was at Texas Tech in his freshman season, transferred to Abilene Christian, and then did not pitch. Now having some action here with Wareham. 1-1 is a shot out into left. Going back is Groen. He makes the play. And that's how the inning ends. 1-2-3 for Nolan Foster in his first inning of work here on the Cape. Positive sign for Wareham on what has been a bad day at the office for the Gatemen. After 7 innings, it's 7-2 in favor of the Braves. Time to talk to our sideline reporter, CeCe Gabriel, once again. CeCe, what do you have?
Well, Dan, as of this afternoon, 2026 Gateman Garrett Lambert has made it to the big leagues. Lambert was selected first in the 6th round of the MLB draft by the Colorado Rockies. In the few weeks he started on the mound this summer, he produced exceptional numbers. Across 14 innings pitched, he had a .257 ERA, 20 strikeouts, and only 4 earned runs allowed. When I spoke to Gateman pitching coach Eric Luxus before the game, he said that the day before Lambert left, he told him he was ready for professional baseball and pointed out the pitcher's competitiveness, comfortability, and his ability to know what he needs to do to win. He continued saying that Lambert's selection wasn't a Cape Cod thing. He's done the work the last couple years, but him performing well with the Gatemen really wowed a lot of scouts, and he thinks it's part of the reason why he went in the 6th round instead of some of the later rounds. If there's anything Luxus wants his players to learn through this, is the value of the league and what it can do for each and every one of them. Guys, back to you.
Certainly right with that. Glad to see Lambert getting drafted. A guy who pitched really well for Wareham when he was here over his few starts. And speaking of pitching, another Alyssa Watling intuitive call to the bullpen. Here in the top half of the 8th, it's Reese Bowie, the lefty, out onto the mound for the Bravos.
Reese Bowie, the 6-foot lefty, rising junior with a changeup, slider, and a curveball.
Adam, I think I lied to you.
I think you did.
It is not indeed Reese Bowie. It's Connor Lehman from Alabama. I got some faulty information. I'm not going to say who gave me the information, but
I'd hate for you to rat them out.
I know. I'll take the blame on that one. The Alabama product on a pitch.
Yes, he is. Tossed 11 1/3, and he'll face his college teammate this inning. Caleb Barnett has a bat in his hand, ready to swing it. But Connor Lehman, wearing the 25, where his former Bourne Brave teammate also wore the 25, but then Bowie gone for the summer, and now Lehman steps in a 7-2 game.
If you want to get technical with it, for Wareham, it actually had Connor Mohan into the game instead of Nolan Foster because Foster's now wearing 28.
Yeah.
So Mohan with an inning of clean work last inning. No, I'm just kidding.
Yep.
It was Foster.
That's summer baseball for you right now. So Connor Lehman steps in, tossed 11 1/3, gave up 10 hits, 10 walks, 2 hit by pitches, 4-pitch mix.
First pitch here to Caleb Barnett, who comes into this game as a pinch hitter for Tony Lira, is bounced in the dirt for ball 1.
It's a lot of a fastball for Lehman, about 65 to 70% of the time, but outside of that, cutter, curveball, and a changeup for the lefty. First lefty that Wareham has faced today.
1-0 catches the top part of the zone. First time that Barnett has been at the plate since playing against the Braves on July 4th. Went 0 for 2 in that one with a pair of strikeouts. 1-1. Can of corn out into shallow center field. It will end up being the shortstop, Blake Schaff, to make the play. And there's one down.
So Barnett can't get the best of his college teammate. His first at-bat of the day.
The second baseman, number 2.
Lehman from Alabama. That's where Garrett Lambert, who CeCe just talked about, is currently committed to. TBD on if he decides to go to the show or play another year in college. Noah Sheffield at the plate. Pops the first pitch out of play for strike 1.
Grounding towards you, Dan. But a nice lady scoops up the ground ball.
I wanted it too, but she beat me to it.
Well, you got one here on our broadcast table.
Well, I just took that one, though, from BP. I don't know if that really counts.
Uh-oh.
Hopefully I don't get into trouble. 0-1 catches the outside part of the plate for strike 2. I was planning on putting it back in the ball bag before we left tonight.
It's all going to the same place anyways.
Exactly right with that.
If you take it today, you'll just pick one up tomorrow in Falmouth.
0-2. Bounced in the dirt for ball 1. We'll have the call for you at 6 o'clock in what will be a 6.5 inning game between Falmouth and Wareham, with the Gatemen leading 3-0. Came off a home run from R.J. Hamilton and Dylan Dubovic. 1-2 popped out of play on the first base side. Dubovic on deck. Rocketed one into left field. All those runs came in the first. And Jaden Barfield, the supposed man who will take the mound tomorrow in the bottom half of that third inning. 1-2. Smoked out into left field by Sheffield, but ranging over is Andrew Costello to make the play.
Good piece of hitting from Noah Sheffield right there. Gets a hold of one, but well placed defensively.
Now, the interesting thing is Barfield pitched an inning and a third yesterday at home. Gave up a hit, no runs, 2 strikeouts. So maybe it'll just be a by-committee effort tomorrow. That's what you would assume for Wareham.
The last time that a rain delay kind of messed everything up.
Dylan Dubovic at the plate takes a first pitch ball.
Last time that it kind of everything got mixed up. Wareham followed it with a bullpen day. Got 4 innings out of Colton Sampson.
1-0 cut on and missed for strike 1. But they've never been in the position where they start in the middle of a game. Certainly makes things a little bit more interesting, but they have a 3-0 lead, and you hope that they can cling to it tomorrow on the verge of what seems like is going to be a loss. 1-1. Down in the dirt for ball 2 in that Catuit and Hyannis game going final, a 1-0 win for the Kettleers. So if this game goes final with this result, Wareham will be 4 back of the final playoff spot heading into tomorrow. Obviously, no one plays tomorrow, so see if they can cut it to 3. Chopper over to the third base side on the 2-1. Vasquez throws to first. Does not. He pocketed it in the glove. I was ready to end that off, look down too quickly, and he kept it in his glove.
Yeah, 2 outs. Thought a 5-3 put out.
It was a regular ground ball. Figured I would just follow it over, and throw never came.
Yeah, it'll be interesting if that comes in as a hit or an error, because as hitter-friendly as this league is, I don't know if you can make that one an infield single.
So with a runner at first, Henry DeGiorgio at the plate. Strike 1 called. Dubovic over there at first. Still waiting on the official scoring on that play. It is an error by Vasquez, who just never threw the ball. 0-1. Cut on and miss from DeGiorgio. No balls and 2 strikes. That is the second error of the game on the Braves. First from Vasquez of the day, his second of the season. No ball, 2 strike count with 2 outs, and Dubovic over at first base. Here's the pitch. It misses outside, 4-1. 1-2. DeGiorgio cuts and misses at the 1-2 pitch for strike 3. Wareham has not had a hit since the 4th inning. And after 7.5, it's 7-2 Braves here at Doran Park on Cape League TV.
Every child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
Bottom half of the 8th here in Wareham as the Gatemen trail 7-2. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky. Still Nolan Foster out on the mound. He worked a 1-2-3 inning in that 7th and looks to do the same here against the top of the Braves order. Lefty, switch hitter, lefty, and Cooper Williams, Rustin Rigdon, and Blake Schaff.
Hey, you can still put a building block together. Nolan Foster trying to cement himself as a potential staple in this bullpen as we reach the back half of the summer.
Ready to deal his first pitch. Here it is. Misses outside for ball 1. It's a Braves squad that has scored 6 unanswered runs after Wareham led the game 2-1 all the way back in the top half of the second. 1-0 pitch. Slapped foul on the third base side. 1 ball, 1 strike. The fans have left for the most part here at Doran Park. The Braves just need 3 more outs to close out this game in the top half of the 9th, and Foster trying to keep this at 5 runs. 1-1. It was an attempt at a drag bunt for a second there from Williams, but the ball skips into the glove of Nikolai. Now 1-2.
Kind of surprising that at this point in the game that's what they go to, but trying to see what they have in Williams in a low-stakes situation.
Foster set, deals. 1-2, foul back to the screen. We'll do it again at 1 ball and 2 strikes. If Wareham is to lose here today, they would have lost 3 of their last 4 games. 0-11 on the road to start the season. A chance to wash all that away tomorrow at Falmouth. Foster fires. Ground ball over to second. Sheffield has some trouble with it, and he can't get it over to first in time. Booted it for a second, regained, but by the time that he threw it over there, Williams beat him to the bag.
It's not clean whatsoever. Right now, Wareham is trying to get to the top of the 9th. Get out of here, but if you're Sheffield, it's a routine play. Got to square up, throw on.
Just goes down as an error on Sheffield. And that, the second error of the game on Wareham as a team. Now Rustin Rigdon, the second baseman at the plate with Schaff over at first. First pitch. Slapped over to the third base side, past an outstretched cuff. Going over to first is Rigdon after his single, and now there's runners at first and second with nobody down.
What a productive day for the top of this Bourne lineup, and it doesn't get easier. It's Blake Schaff now, swinging a super hot bat.
And Rigdon with 3 singles today and a walk, so a very productive day, 3 for 4. And now Blake Schaff, who is 3 for 3 with a walk, one of those being a double. First pitch here to Schaff, misses inside for ball 1. Runners at first and second. Nobody down. Pitch is fouled back to the screen for strike one. And Bourne just looking to add some more extra insurance after the booted ball by Sheffield and the single from Rigdon. The energy really low all around here at Dorn Park. That is for sure. On a Sunday night, 9 o'clock. Kids got summer camp tomorrow, maybe. Got to get them to sleep. 1-1. A check swing from Schaff, but the third base umpire, Mike Hinojosa, says he does not go.
Yeah, it was a good crowd here at the start of this game. Up and down each of the first and third base line, packed with fans. It certainly started to scatter. This game now 3 hours long. Still a couple half innings to go.
2-1 pitch is cracked out into left center. That ball drops in front of the left fielder, Groen. Everybody moves up 90 feet, and the bases are loaded with nobody out for Andrew Costello.
That's not good. Andrew Costello, extremely dangerous. Has shown it tonight. And when you're getting this kind of production from your third and fourth hitters, can be trouble.
So the base is now juiced. Costello has been dominant here tonight. Had a 2 RBI single in the 6th, RBI double back in the 1st. 3 RBIs tonight. Can he get 5? That is the question here going against Foster. First pitch, bounced in the dirt, gets away from Nikolai. Charging home to the plate is Williams. He's in there without a throw. Everybody moves up, and it's 8-2.
That's a tough one right there. All started with the ground ball to second. Obviously, Bourne has still produced at the plate since. But right there just gets away from Nikolai. Hasn't been a smooth day from anyone defensively for the Gatemen. Another one comes in for Bourne.
Infield comes in, still going against Costello. The 1-0 count. Cracked into center field. Going back to make a play is Wax as he backtracks, tagging from third to come in as Rigdon. Going over to third on the play is Schaff. That's a sac fly, and it was a hard and loud sac fly from Costello. That's his 4th RBI of the night.
Yeah, rocketed off the bat. Wax had a good jump on it. Turned left and right and then squared up and got his glove back behind the ear to make the catch. And even Costello, that goes down as an out, but a productive one and brings home another run.
What a day. 4 RBIs, 2 for 3 with a strikeout. It's been great stuff from him. Now Josiah Overbeek takes a first pitch strike. Bourne plating 2 here in the bottom half of the 8th. They've made this a 9-2 ball game. Infield still in for Wareham. 0-1 pitch. Misses for ball 1. It was a successful start. Certainly was for Nolan Foster. Retired Vasquez, Bolton, and Medlock, the bottom 3, 1, 2, 3. But has struggled here in the bottom of the 8th. 1-1. Misses outside. Two-one. In there for a strike. A little bit of the giggles right now.
Well, I'm curious on what possibly made you scribble the entire 7th inning out of your
I started scoring the 8th and the 7th, and then I realized I made a disastrous error and had to move it over. 2-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That is the second out, back-to-back outs for Foster. 2 down, with Berkeley Mabius coming to the plate and Schaff still at third.
And, you know, if you're Nolan Foster, you still like what you've got. Obviously the error earlier, but has worked around it. You face a scorching 2-3-4 in Rigdon, Schaff, and Costello. Still show some swing and miss, some soft contact.
First pitch here to Mejia, swing and a miss, 4-strike 1. Foster looking to leave this at a 7-run ball game going to the top of the 9th. Wareham on the cusp of an 0-11 road record. Would be the worst to start a Cape League season since at least 2004. So the 0-1 is in there for strike 2. Nine runs in this game for Bourne. It's been diversified scoring. They've scored in every other inning. 0-2, lofted into right field. That ball gets down. Coming in to score on the play is Schaff. That is an RBI single for Berkeley Mabius, and that is his first RBI with Bourne this season.
Good piece of hitting. Gets it over Sheffield's head, perfectly placed. Bourne has really dominated from the 3rd inning on.
It's now 10-2. Second 3 spot of the game for Bourne comes here in the bottom half of the 8th. Now, Paul Vasquez, the third baseman, batting from the right-handed side. First pitch. Ground ball over to the shortstop, DeGiorgio. Fields throws to first, makes it there in time for the 3rd out, but not before Bourne puts up 3 runs on 2 hits, 1 error here in the bottom half of the 8th, and they leave 1 on. Lots of action happening in the MLB draft today, so we send things over to beat reporter Jack Knight to give us an update on Wareham's draftees.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. It might not be a banner day on the scoreboard for Wareham, but it's certainly been a fantastic last 2 days at the 2026 MLB draft. There was 13 total Gatemen drafted, the first of those coming as 2025 Gateman Ryan Lujo from Georgia. The 4th round to the LA Angels. He tallied a .357 batting average this past spring with UGA. As far as 2026 Wareham squad, their first selection was Garrett Lambert in the first pick in the 6th round to the Colorado Rockies. He was Wareham's opening day starter this past year in Katuitt. He tallied 20 strikeouts and a .257 ERA. For him, it's a choice between Colorado or to go to Alabama, but a banner weekend for the CCBL and Wareham overall.
Thanks so much, Jack. We've been loving your social media coverage throughout this year, and that was a perfect update for us here to get us caught up on the draftees. And
that's what he does.
He's a machine, as you always, with the pregame and postgame recaps on the Wareham social media, along with your pre- and postgame articles. Big ups to Jack for all of his work throughout this season. Alyssa Watling, intuitive call to the bullpen. Here in the top half of the 9th for Bourne, leading by 8, needing just 3 more outs. It's Noah Scott for Morgan State.
Low pressure for Scott, a 3-pitch mix for the right-hander, sinker, slider, and a changeup. His task, get 3 outs and give Bourne a chance to get back in the win column. And right now its offense has been spectacular, a 10-2 lead.
Adam, you remember how you told me I had the wrong pitcher a couple of innings ago? Well,
don't do it.
You did it this time. It's actually Nicholas Robert from Miami out there. Confused the 39 for number 36. So we each get an error in the field tonight.
Yeah, that one, no one to blame but my own eyesight. Yeah, that is 36. All right, well, Nicholas Roberts, 4-pitch mix. Not a great day. Not a great day.
Not a great day for the team. Not a great day for us.
We're back at it tomorrow, though.
And a sprint, too. We have a 3-0 lead tomorrow, so.
That's right. So Nicholas Robert comes in, a 4-pitch mix, fastball, sinker, slider, and a changeup. Tossed 3 2/3 this past spring with Miami. Gave up 6 hits, 2 walks, hit 1 batter, and struck out 4. He'll face the 9-1-2 hitters to try and get out of this game and give Bourne the win once again.
Carter Groen, Jason Wax, and Levi Clark, the 3 to come to the plate here. With Wareham trailing by 8, Bourne has scored 9 unanswered since Wareham led the game 2-1. First pitch from Robert. Strike, middle part of the zone with the fastball. Fastball, sinker, slider change. Didn't pitch that much like Adam said at Miami this past season, looking for more time here with Wareham. 0-1. Fouled straight back to the screen, no balls. And 2 strikes. This game feeling like a gut punch for Wareham after they generated so much offensive momentum yesterday, led the game in Falmouth. Everything comes to a crashing halt here today. Just 1 hit since the 4th inning. Shades of that game against Chatham a couple of games ago. There's the 0-2, high and away. And then in that game, only had 1 hit after the 4th, scoring the first 2 runs through those first 4 innings. One-two pitch. Chopper over to short. Schaff, gloves, throws across the diamond in time. 2 outs to go here at Dorn Park.
And Groen just gets a piece of it. A nice smooth play defensively for Bourne to put it away.
Top of the order, Jason Wax. Steps into the box. Started the game hot, had a single, came around to score as the first run. RBI walk in the second. Since then, a walk and then a ground out. So he's been a bright spot today. First pitch to him. Down in the dirt for ball 1. When the game resumes tomorrow, he will not be in the lineup. Obviously, he can be used off the bench.
Film study already for Jack Knight.
1-0 pitch. Grounded to second, rigged in gloves and throws to first. 2 outs. And we have to give him congratulations. That was his first on-air hit here with the Wareham Gatemen Baseball Network, and he did a great job.
Yes, he did.
But immediately back to review and learn what he can do better next time. That's the initiative you want to see.
Thumbs up if we're satisfied. Thumbs down if we're not. Thumbs up.
Live thumbs up from Jack.
Thumbs up.
Just what you want.
Onward and upward.
Did you give him a thumbs up? I am in the thumbs up for him. I thought he did a good job.
I only listened to a little bit, but reports from home are circulating saying that he did a great job. Word comes in.
Gateman down to the final out. Levi Clark at the plate. Checks his swing on the first pitch. Does go around, says first base umpire Mike O'Leary. Glad that your sources think that Jack did a great job.
Sources are talking.
That they do. He did a good job, and hopefully we hear him a couple more times throughout this season. He's been on top of all the breaking news for the Gatemen. 0-1. Big cut and miss from Clark, and the Gatemen are down to their final strike here at Dorn Park. You can hear Jack still playing his hit behind us. As Robert delivers the 0-2 and misses outside.
In case you missed it, you can hear it in the background of our
I think we should get him to bring the phone over, play it into our headsets, and get double Jack action.
Ooh. Double Jack.
Robert steps off. It's a pitch clock violation. 3rd pitch clock violation we've had here tonight.
Have we had one this season before today? I think one.
One.
Yeah.
And we've had 3 here tonight. 2 that resulted in walks. That one just makes it a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Bounced in the dirt. It ends up hitting the guard of Joe LaBella on his right foot, and the count goes full. Payoff. Strike 3, and the ball game's over. 10-2, the final here at Dorn Park, in what was a dreadful game for Wareham after the 2nd inning. They do not put up more than a hit the rest of the way in this game and drop to 6-17 on the season, 0-11 on the road.
It's frustrating for Wareham continuing to not put together desirable outcomes on the road. They've got a 3-run head start to do it tomorrow, but even though that game started first, it does not count. Wareham is 0-11 on the road, and that is officially the worst start since 2004 in the Cape League.
Well, they hope to try and end the record there tomorrow. Your final lines today. Wareham, 2 runs on 5 hits with 2 errors. Bourne, 10 runs with 11 hits and 2 errors. Wareham drops to 6-17. Bourne up to 11-10-3. Now up 1.5 games on Falmouth. Wareham behind 4 games on Cotuit and Hyannis for the final playoff spot in the West. But do have that game in hand to play tomorrow. Up 3-0 in the bottom half of the third at Falmouth. We will see you then tomorrow at 6 o'clock. But for now, that's going to do it. Big thank you to our executive producer, Jocelyn Mejia, as always. The third member of our crew, CeCe Gabriel, beat reporter Jack Knight, my partner, Adam Hipsky, Dan Shalam, signing off as the Gatemen fall by 8.